Let's just do it, okay?
This County 10 sports presentation of Lander Tigers football is brought to you in part by Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, Bailey Tire Pros, Porter's Mountain View Supply, Gamble's in Lander, the Wyoming Department of Transportation, and Wyoming Catholic College.
Lander Tiger football is on the air.
1, 2, 3.
To bring you the action, let's head to the stadium. Here is Scott Fuller.
And a very good Thursday evening, everyone. Welcome to Rawlins, Wyoming for, some Thursday night lights and a matchup between the Lander Valley Tigers and the Rawlins Outlaws. I'm Scott Fuller. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's Mountain View Supply, a proud supporter of Fremont County athletes. Well, we've come to the other side of one of the more highly anticipated keeper of the gold matchups in many years last Friday night. Someone's got to win the game, and it was the Riverton Wolverines, who outlasted Lander 17-13 at Bill Bush Stadium last Friday night. But an excellent opportunity for a get-right game, as they say, for the Tigers on the road tonight. Relatively short bus ride, windy, and even snowy at times, as it was. But Lander got to the stadium here, Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins, in plenty of time, 2-hour bus ride. And awaiting Lander is a winless Rawlins Outlaw team who does have a few weapons, not to be overlooked. And let's not get ahead of ourselves, but this is a matchup Lander would certainly be favored to win. We'll talk a bit about the Outlaws coming up on the Porter's Tailgate Show, but first let's look back to last Friday night's cross-county rivalry against the Riverton Wolverines. We'll be doing that and continuing on with the Porter's Tailgate Show when we come back right after this. This is Lander Tiger Football on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County one project at a time.
Discover personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
Fremont Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoors.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring, Best prices, better service.
Fremont County's home for the Lander Tigers. KOVE 1330 AM, 107.7 FM.
We welcome you back to Rawlins, Wyoming. Countdown to Lander at Rawlins. Here on the Porter's Tailgate Show for some Thursday night lights action. Lights are already on here in Outlaw Stadium. Kind of a gnarly weather day all over the central and south central parts of Wyoming, but things have cleared up nicely. Still mostly cloudy, I'd say, but you got some blue skies before sunset. The wind has died down a little bit, which is going to help out both teams. Was a 26-degree wind chill when Lander arrived here in Rawlins at about 4 p.m. Once again, Porter's Tailgate shows we are about 22 minutes away from kickoff. Rawlins hosting a senior night tonight, so they're recognizing their senior basketball, volleyball, cheerleaders, as well as the football team. As that's going on, let's go back and take a look at LVHS and how they arrived to this week following a loss to Riverton. Don't know if anyone had a chance to see Randy Tucker's headline, but his game recap post at County 10, the headline was pretty much told the whole story. Tale of two halves when it came to last Friday night in Lander in the most recent edition of the Keeper of the Gold game. In the opening 24 minutes of that game, Riverton established more or less total control in the game. Wolverines ripping off 17 unanswered points. Virtually all of that was on the ground. Behind Hunter Saltzgaver, their senior standout tailback. Saltzgaver not only punching in a couple of touchdowns, also scampered for a 43-yard touchdown burst, slicing through an uncharacteristic gap or two that he was able to find behind his offensive line against Lander's 3-4. Riverton's offense in that first half relentless, but then at halftime, as those of you know who saw the game know, Lander regrouping, adjustments were made. Tigers rediscovered their bite a little bit. They struck first with Paxton Hollingshead punching in a 1-yard QB sneak to take get Lander on the board anyway. A key drive engineered by Paxton Hollingshead, Cody West, culminating on a run by Parker Burton as the rain is coming down in sheets in front of us here in Rawlins. Hopefully that is a temporary little burst right as the seniors for the Outlaws are being recognized. Back to last Friday's game, even a missed extra point would prove pivotal. Lander had that blocked, and that meant the 4-point margin was what Lander was going to have to try to overcome as time ticked down in the fourth quarter. And long story short, I think a good summation of the fourth quarter, and I think both teams might agree with this, is that Lander had the momentum at the end of the game, and the Tigers simply ran out of time when it came to that Lander and Riverton matchup last week. But with that result, both Riverton and now Lander are 5-1 on the season with a couple of regular season games left. Riverton now well positioned in their conference as we count down to the postseason. The WyoPreps coaches and media poll came out unchanged, I believe, from this week to last week, with Star Valley Cody at 1-2 in 3A across both conferences. And then you have Riverton with their head-to-head victory over Lander at third. Lander remains fourth ranked in 3A, and then Jackson edging out the fifth spot over Douglas. So that's kind of how we've arrived at where we are, with 2 weeks left in the regular season. And for tonight's matchup, Lander carrying both kind of a sense of urgency and hopefully a sense of confidence from that fight with Riverton last week, but also a good reminder for the Tigers that you can't overlook any specific team, and this Rawlins Outlaw team is still looking for win number 1 on the season. Once again, everybody in the state expecting Lander to come away with a victory, but you can't overlook any team, especially at this point in the year, especially on a senior night, and especially immediately after I was talking about what a beautiful night it was. The rain torrent started here at Outlaw Stadium. It's let up a little bit, but it's clearly wet on the field, and for the hardy few that have made their way into the stands. I will say there is a lone Lander Tiger fan, and I have no idea who it is, but across the field in the visitors section, I see one very cold, very wet green sweatshirt. So shout out to whomever that is that made the drive in the rain. And now I've seen some lightning, I believe, off in the distance as well. So let's hope that doesn't factor into the timing of the game But right now, a rainy pregame as we're about 17 minutes from scheduled kickoff. See how the weather plays into the remainder of our time between now and 6 o'clock. Porter's Tailgate Show continues. We're going to proceed as though this game will start on time with a look back, kind of a season recap of both the Lander Tigers and the Rawlins Outlaws ahead of Lander and Rawlins here on senior night in Rawlins, Wyoming. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Hey, Fremont County, listen up! This is your game changer, Health Source of Riverton with Dr. Jonathan Fabian, the only certified chiropractic sports physician in the area. For a limited time, student athletes get a $10 new patient special. That includes a full initial evaluation, needed x-rays, and a doctor-prescribed pain relief session. Just mention this ad when you call. Stay in the game with expert care from Health Source of Riverton. Call 463-2770 and tell them you heard about the $10 student athlete special.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Who is RE/MAX All-Star Realtors? We're a professional real estate agency where your success is our priority. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we're here to guide you every step of the way. With unmatched professionalism and a track record of delivering results, we're your trusted partners in real estate. Your success is our top priority. Find your perfect property with RE/MAX All-Star Realtors. Contact us at 307-856-7827 or visit remaxriverton.com.
The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of Riverton High School Wolverine athletics. We understand the importance of community, and we're excited to be a part of it. As your neighbor, we're here to help you with all your insurance needs. We offer auto, homeowners, renters, business, and life insurance. So stop in and say hi, or give us a call today. The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency will be here for you.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home. Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Watch every Tigers game in high-definition streaming video on the County 10 YouTube page.
Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium, Rawlins, Wyoming, ahead of Lander and Rawlins in the penultimate game of the regular season for the Lander Tigers. Never miss an opportunity to use the word penultimate, as there are 2 games left in the regular season. Getting punchy already. It's going to be one of those kind of games, and throw in the weather now, as we've counted down to about 13 minutes to kickoff, and what had been a relatively overcast and cold day in Rawlins. In the hour prior to our coming on the air, you saw some sun come out, the wind died down a little bit, and then Rawlins took the sideline for their senior night festivities, and immediately that wind from the south picked up. It's as strong now as it's been in our afternoon here, and the rain was coming down in sheets a moment ago. The rain has subsided a little bit, and I'm optimistic about the weather, although I will say I'm glad I'm up here in the beautiful press box facility they have in Rawlins here at Outlaw Stadium. It's going to be a chilly night. Weather may be a factor. So the teams heading to midfield. Team captains, don't see anybody else on the field for either team with the exception of 4 captains on each side. They'll do the coin toss as we bring you back into the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's Mountain View Supply. Season coming into more clear focus now toward the end of the year across 3A, and parity's kind of the name of the game. Not unusual necessarily in that, yes, you have the teams like Star Valley and Cody at the top, and then you can throw in Riverton, maybe a Douglas in there to continue to kind of set the standard a little bit. Lander, obviously well inside the playoff picture right now, though. In fact, the plan right now is for Lander to host at least, probably more realistically, just one, but hopefully at least host that one playoff game, which coming from Lander's first playoff appearance in many seasons last season, to host one of those playoff games would be something. That is what Lander is playing for here in these last 2 weeks here in Rawlins, and then against Buffalo. That Buffalo game, especially on the road next Friday night, I got a queasy feeling about that one. That's one to keep your eye on a little bit in the finale, especially with weather maybe playing a factor next week. We will see as weather is playing a factor tonight. And first things first, it's the Rawlins Outlaws on the road. So Rawlins having a down year this season. They are 0-7 entering tonight's game. They are 0-3 in conference play. Their offense is averaging about 12 points per game. Passing attack has shown flashes of big plays, especially early in the season, but turnovers, especially in red zone efficiency, have been a big hurdle for this Outlaws team. Defensively, Rawlins allowing just over 30 points per contest. Opponents often striking early and kind of putting the game out of reach. The Rawlins Outlaws, by the way, won the toss, so they deferred to the second half, and so it's Lander's offense that will be on the field first here in about 10 or so minutes. Back to the Outlaws. Special teams has been relatively steady for Rawlins, at least on paper. Part of that, frankly, has to do with the number of times that Rawlins is kicking the ball away, but their stats are actually pretty good when it comes to kick cover and punt cover on the season. Lander, meantime, quietly, maybe not so quietly anymore, are putting together one of the more balanced offensive attacks and maybe even one of the more balanced teams on both sides of the ball in 3A, and certainly by Lander's standards in recent year. Lander's offense built around the dual threat quarterback Paxton Hollingshead. He is contributing both through the air and on the ground, part of a attack that's about 20 or so points per game for the Tigers on the season. Without star running back Braden Baker in the lineup, who the team lost to a knee injury in Torrington, that ground attack is going to be left mostly in Cody West's hands, more than capable hands, I should add. Defensively, Lander has been more than disciplined this year, allowing 22 points per game, that 3-4, with the notable exception of last Friday against a very stout and good Riverton offensive line, and their senior star running back Hunter Soltz gave her just on indication from the official at the 50-yard line, and they are running off the field. And I'm not sure if that means we're going to start on time or not. The only reason we wouldn't is because of lightning. And so we'll just wait and see. Right now, 9.5 until kickoff. Keys to the game, if we were going to pick some tonight, assuming we get started on time, it's all about execution for the Outlaws. I mean, they have a couple of players. They have shown flashes, but can they finish drives? First things first, get that first down or two in a drive, control the clock, attempt some turnovers here in the rain against the Tigers. They're occasional big play capable are the Outlaws. So you have to play a pretty good game tonight, I think, if you're Rawlins against this Lander team, but you have a weird weather situation and you are at home on senior night. Having said that, should be Lander's game to lose here in Rawlins. Just maintain some composure. Tough loss to Riverton, so bounce back from that. Don't look down the schedule. Don't check this one off as a win just yet. And when the Tigers get the ground game going, and given the current weather conditions, I would expect to see a lot of Cody West and a lot of Cole Espinoza on the ground for the Tigers tonight. But that should be more than adequate for Lander if they play their game to get another victory on the season, having lost their first of the year to Riverton last week. Meanwhile, once again, Rawlins winless on the year, 0-7, most recently losing 47-0 to Douglas last Friday night. All right, continuing our countdown here on the Porter's Tailgate Show. We're at about 8 minutes until we kick things off. Let's hope we do that on time with starting lineups coming up next here on the Porter's Tailgate Show. This is Lander Tiger Football on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Looking for a trusted partner in your financial journey? At Redden, Kane & Associates, we're more than just CPAs. We're a world-class accounting firm dedicated to providing exceptional service to our clients. From tax management and accounting to estate planning and retirement strategies, our experts provide personalized solutions that help you thrive. Our lasting relationships are based on trust and open communication. Let's make your goals become reality. Take the first step towards financial confidence. Visit rivertoncpa.com.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Life happens, and sometimes it leaves a dent. At Northside Body Shop in Lander, we meet by accident, but we fix your vehicle with purpose. From minor dings to major collision repair, our expert team gets you back on the road and brings your car back to its original beauty. Trust the specialists who treat every vehicle like a classic. Northside Body Shop. Come see us at 323 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Welcome back to Rawlins High School, Outlaw Stadium, ahead of the Lander Tigers and the Rawlins Outlaws. Looks like we're going to start on time despite our inclement weather conditions. Apologize for a delay as we verify that we have our radio audience with us. And it does appear that we do. Thank you. Back in the studio. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, once again about 4 minutes away from the kickoff of the Lander Tigers and the Rawlins Outlaws. Let's get your starting lineups. Coin toss went to Rawlins. They deferred, so it's going to be Lander's offense on the field first. Let's start there. Starters, as expected, from head coach Jim Burton. Offensive line from left to right, Taj Prine, Gus Childers, Corbin Fiddler at center, Caleb Hamilton and Gavin Romer, as I say every game, representing maybe one of the best and most formidable right sides to an offensive line in 3A at right guard and right tackle, respectively. Quarterback behind Fiddler is Paxton Hollingshead, wearing number 7. Cody West will start at tailback, spelled, if necessary, by Cole Espinosa. Parker Burton might get a carry or two, I think, in this game as we go. Receivers, Caleb Andrews, Darian Herford out wide, Finn McFadden and Parker Burton in the slots, and Sawyer Nakazel is at tight end for the Tigers. As for the defensive starters, who we won't see until at least a little bit into the first quarter, it looks like, as, again, Lander's offense gets the ball first. Jim Burton runs a 3-4. Up front, you have Taj Prine, Cody West, and Caleb Hamilton left to right. Gavin Romer helping out on the end. Corners are Finn McFadden, Caleb Andrews, Paxton Hollingshead. You might see Oliver Frank in this game as well. At Bandit behind the front 3, Parker Burton. Will linebackers Cole Espinoza. The mic is Gus Childers. And Burton's stud, it's a football term, but he's also a stud, I will say, Darian Herford, wearing number 11. Free safety, Paxton Hollingshead. And those are your offensive and defensive starters. Get the national anthem going here in about 2 minutes. The Lander Tigers are going to receive the opening kickoff as Rawlins deferred until the second half. So one more break, wrapping up the Porter's Tailgate Show, and the coin toss is coming up next. Kickoff coming up next. This has been the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's Mountain View Supply. Looks like we're kicking off on time with Lander and Rawlins coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach program. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Let's just do it, okay?
This County 10 sports presentation of Lander Tigers football is brought to you in part by Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, Bailey Tire Pros, Porter's Mountain View Supply, Gamble's in Lander, the Wyoming Department of Transportation, and Wyoming Catholic College.
Lander Tiger football is on the air.
1, 2, 3.
To bring you the action, let's head to the stadium. Here is Scott Fuller.
Once again, a very good Thursday night, everyone back home in Fremont County and wherever across the country, around the world, you might be watching on the County 10 YouTube channel. It is time for Lander Tiger football here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Lander Tigers suffering their only defeat on the season last week in the keeper of the goal game against the Riverton Wolverines. A 4-point loss. They'll try to avenge that tonight against a Rawlins Outlaws team that is still looking for its first win on the year. They are 0-7, averaging about 20 points per game, as we mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate Show. And not without talent, offensively and defensively, just haven't been able to be consistent enough to get that first W. Lander certainly is going to play to hopefully avoid that, as a rainy and windy, even snowy drive over has yielded enough where we're going to kick off on time. Rawlins Outlaws won the coin toss, deciding to defer. So it's going to be Finn McFadden back deep for the Lander Tigers. Doing the kicking for Rawlins is Murray. Also mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate show, special teams numbers on paper in kick cover and punt cover have been very good for the Rawlins Outlaws. So Lander on their kick return here, trying to establish good field position for the first drive of the game. Still a very strong wind blowing in from the southwest, it appears up here. That flag, the American flag beyond the south end zone, is straight line wind indicating. And Rawlins is kicking with the wind as Murray boots it away. Gets one away on a couple of bounces to Finn McFadden, which skips on this natural grass surface into the end zone. There it will be 1st and 10 for the Lander Tigers, led, of course, by their quarterback, Paxton Hollingshead. Pax, throughout the season, one of the more efficient passers in 3A. Not sure the services of his arm will be needed, hopefully, as much tonight for the Lander Tigers. And we certainly hope that's the case, if for no other reason than the weather. Wind is strong enough on the field to affect passing no matter which direction you're going, into the wind or against it or with it. 1st and 10 for the Tigers after the touchback. Ball's on the 20-yard line with Hollingshead. Cody West to his right. A couple of receivers attached to the left side. Sends one in motion in front of him. High snap is brought down. Cody West left to center for a good gain of 5 yards on 1st down. But that's what we're looking for all night from Cody West and company. Cole Espinoza, who you saw in motion on that play pre-snap, also assumed to be involved in the run game as we go throughout the night. So it's 2nd and a short 5 after a, say, 5.5-yard gain by Cody West on 1st down. Hollingshead from the shotgun, same formation with motion in front of him. Cody West again to his right. This will be a give to Cody West. Patient running. Tackled across the 30, falling ahead to about the 32-yard line. Good enough for a Tiger 1st down. 2 plays, 2 Cody West runs, and a 1st down for the Lander Tigers, but we have an injured white jersey on the field. That is Taj Prine, who is down. Let's go ahead and step aside briefly while they deal with the injury to Prine. Hopefully he pops right back up. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking to transform your home with that perfect mountain-inspired touch? At Altitude Interiors, we're your neighbors here in Lander, bringing decades of family expertise to every project. From stunning hardwood floors to stylish window coverings and custom cabinetry, we'll help you create the space you've been dreaming of. Experience the altitude difference at altitudeinteriors.net.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Back here in Rawlins, just underway. A couple of Cody West runs for 1 Lander Tiger 1st down. So Tigers take on Rawlins. Taj Prine, I believe it is, 61 on his back. One of the offensive linemen for the Lander Tigers. And certainly hope this is out of an abundance of caution, but they have signaled for paramedic assistance. And they're actually going to bring the stretcher out of the south end zone for Taj Prine. And that is being walked onto the field right now. And they more or less immediately signaled for medical attention. And now the Rawlins Outlaws are leaving the field, and the Lander Tigers are leaving the field. We've run 2 plays in this game. Taj Prine went down with what appeared to be a lower body injury. You're going to see shortly, unfortunately, for those of you watching on the County 10 YouTube stream, that the stretcher is being brought out for Taj Prine, and both teams have vacated to their respective locker rooms. I'm not sure that that is related to the injury necessarily. There are a couple of possibilities here as to why the teams vacated. The most likely is that lightning was spotted somewhere in our vicinity, which is not out of the realm of possibility at all. And there are set Wyoming State High School guidelines as to lightning delays, which I believe, test in my memory, but if memory serves, that is a 45-minute delay if a strike is indicated within 10 miles of the game site. And frankly, the bigger issue right now is Taj Prine, who is going to be carted into an ambulance off of what was a relatively mundane-looking play. That was just another Cody West run. But Taj Prine in there at left tackle immediately went down and has been asked not to try to stand up. Instead, he'll be carted off the field. Another possibility, although there's been no announcement made, is that the officials may have deemed this natural grass surface unsafe for play. I can think of no other reasons but those two for the teams to have immediately vacated to their respective locker rooms. And we haven't had indication of either necessarily yet. Right now the concern is for Taj Prine, who is going to be carted off the field with what looked to be a lower body injury after, again, a mundane play. May have just gotten tangled up on the inside from his left tackle position, as does tend to happen to linemen at all levels of football. So, as they deal with Taj Prine, and as we gather more information as to the status of the rest of this game, we're going to step aside, take a break, and come back after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Myers Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
All right, welcome back to Rawlins High School. Taj Prine is being carted off the field after what appeared to be a lower body injury. You see arm movement with his right hand acknowledging the crowd a little bit as the fans here on the home side, the Rawlins side, showed their appreciation with applause. We're being told, thank you, Ernie, we are being told that that is not a lightning delay, that is not a field condition concern. It is a delay for the injury itself, as Taj Prine is going to be wheeled along the track here on the near sideline into a waiting ambulance for further evaluation and perhaps a trip to the local hospital. Surreal scene here as both teams left the field, and the information that we got from the official scorekeeper a moment ago, and then also Ernie Over, longtime Fremont County broadcaster, helpful in coming over to our side of the booth and letting us know that, as far as we know, that is only an injury delay. So both teams were vacated from the field. Taj Prine has left the stadium on a cart, and the teams will make their way back onto the field. Yeah, we do see Rawlins coming back on now. Lander is coming back on the field as well, short one of their best offensive linemen. But it does look like we're going to play on. Was not a weather delay, was not a field condition delay. It was a delay for an injury. They immediately called for that cart to be brought onto the field. Did not appear to be anything upper body, and didn't appear to be anything waist level. It did appear to be lower body for Taj Prine, was their immediate concern, which is good. I mean, in the big picture of things, it's probably not going to be a good injury for Taj Prine, but there are more important things than football. And you saw movement from Taj as he was being carted off the field. And that's the way you do it. Abundance of caution. You play smart. You treat these situations seriously, because it's better than doing the opposite in today's game of football. So both teams are going to be allowed a couple of moments for warm-ups. And there will be 11:18 on the first quarter clock, still scoreless from Rawlins, and Lander will have a 1st and 10. As the players re-loosen up a little bit, we'll step aside. Won't miss any of the action. Keep it right here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Discover personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
Lander Tiger football is on the air. Here is Scott Fuller.
Welcome back to Rawlins. We're going to hit the restart button a little bit on this game after a couple of Lander plays and one Lander first down. Taj Prine, starting left tackle for the Tigers, was carted off the field with what appeared to be a lower body injury. And the teams have reemerged from their respective locker rooms. They were given a 2-minute warm-up, for the record, is the word we have from the official scorekeeper. And we will play on. Probably the most difficult transition a football team can make after a serious injury is to snap that ball again on both sides. But the game does go on. Hayden St. Clair, we believe, will replace Prine at left tackle. So we have 1st down and 10 for the Lander Tigers. It is Hollingshead from the shotgun with a snap in the shotgun. Again, this is a designed rollout. And Hollingshead was initially looking downfield. Difficult passing conditions here in Rawlins tonight, so he tucks and will fall forward for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd down coming up. Clock is now rolling at 10:48. Still scoreless in the first here on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers taking their time getting the play in, making 2 substitutions as well. On 2nd down, Hollingshead with West to his left. 2 receivers wide side to the left, a couple attached right. Slot receiver comes in motion from left to right, and that is Finn McFadden. Hollingshead with an end around that's dropped in the backfield by Finn McFadden. Fumble. Finn trying to make what he can of it in the backfield, and a great job by Finn McFadden to minimize the damage, but still a loss of 4. Back to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down coming up. So the weather conditions factoring in not only to the passing game, but that mesh on the run game, especially when you try something like a end around over the top of Hollingshead like that last play was. Receiver's hands are cold. Finn McFadden has the hand warmer at his front waist. You might be able to see on the YouTube stream. McFadden trips bunched left from the shotgun and looking to throw. Hollingshead is having to throw to his right. Gets pass off there in the flat. That is brought in, but we do see a flag at the center of the field. Right about the 45-yard line. Not sure this might not be some kind of defensive holding on the rollout for Rawlins, but we'll see what the official indication is. They're going to spot the ball at the 45, and the flag has been picked up, it looks like. So it ends up being a very productive boot and first for the Tigers. Clock again stopped briefly for the first down with 9:29 to go. Now into Rawlins Outlaw territory go the Lander Tigers with Hollingshead from the shotgun. Cody West to his left. Give to Cody straight up the middle. Cody patient running to the 30. Falling forward, working for it down to the 35-yard line. Almost good for a Lander Tiger first down. It's going to be close if it's not. I'll just eyeball that at the 35 and give Lander a fresh set of downs. So a nice Lander Tiger drive with 9:20 to go. It's Cody West on the ground, with the exception of a couple of boot attempts from Paxton Hollingshead. But weather conditions in this game, you're going to be asking a lot of Cole Espinoza and Cody West, I think, for the Lander backfield to carry in this one. From the right hash, it is Hollingshead from the shotgun. One receiver wide each side, throwing it up deep in the left side. That is just a little bit too far for Finn McFadden, who slides on the diving effort. Got one hand on that at about the 5-yard line. Good throw considering that crosswind that Hollingshead is dealing with. Just a little bit much as Lander takes a shot on first down at the 35, 2nd and 10 coming up. Tigers will end up, if they find the end zone here, with a nice, long, sustained first quarter drive. But do want to get that first touchdown drive of the game. Rawlins has not had the ball yet offensively. It's Hollingshead from the shotgun. Cody West to his right. Give is to Cody West. Hits the hole hard. Cody spun down to about the 31. Solid game to 4, and then 8:43 shows on the first quarter clock here on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Rawlins' defense hasn't been their biggest problem on the season. Offense struggling to find points. But Rawlins has held some of the better teams in 3A to a close game at least throughout the first half. You're going to see Hollingshead from the shotgun again with Cody West to his left. 2 receivers wide side left, 2 attached rights. High snap. It's thrown high for Finn McFadden, who comes down with it at the 30, makes one outlaw miss for a Tiger first down. He's dragged out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. It's a longer throw than it looks from Hollingshead to McFadden into the left flat there. Finn McFadden was wide side left lined up on that play. Designed wide receiver screen off a high snap, a little bit of a high throw. Great individual effort from Finn McFadden to come down with that and then do something with the run after the catch, making one outlaw miss. Ball's at the 21, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. The long first drive continues, 7:49 on the first quarter clock on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Both teams still scoreless. Snap is a ground ball that is just immediately fielded by Hollingshead, who falls forward for a gain of 3. Smart play. Hollingshead lucky to get that exchange from the shotgun. There are all these variables in cold weather games for shotgun teams, especially for any team, but shotgun teams. You think about all the exchanges that happen in the course of a play or a fake exchange, maybe if it's a play action, but the first of those is the center snapping a wet football to his quarterback who's about 4.5 yards behind him. May have lost the grip on that one. Back to Hollingshead, who did a good job to save the play and get a couple of yards on top of that. Hollingshead from the shotgun. Left hash is a trips now attached right. Hollingshead looking to throw. Does dump it over the middle. Just a little bit overthrew Finn McFadden. Have a 3rd down coming up. Still 3rd and 7 for the Tigers. Now well inside Rawlins territory and driving. Looking to punch in some points, though, with 6:57 remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. First 3rd down the Tigers have seen, so they go straight line wishbone behind Hollingshead, who is now under center. Ball is on the ground with a fumble, picked up by Cody West, alertly in the backfield. Cody is brought down after a gain of about 3. 4th and still a good chunk, though, coming up. Decision time for head coach Jim Burton. I don't think you want to mess around with kicking in this weather situation. And the Tigers have had a nice, long, sustained first drive of the game. But the Rawlins defense has a chance to capitalize on some momentum here if you stop Lander on 4th down. Tigers are going to show that they're going for it on 4th and 4 from the 15-yard line. Again, straight line wishbone behind Hollingshead. This will be a play-action boot. Hollingshead dumps it into the right flat. That is Espinoza, good for a first down, and finds the end zone. Believe that's Cole Espinoza coming out of the backfield and punching it in for a Lander Tiger touchdown with 6:05 to go on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. First points of the game belong to the Lander Tigers. And we are going to try at least a little bit of the kicking game with a point after touchdown here. Finn McFadden's going to have the hold. Caleb Andrews. Nope, this will be, I think, a design fake from Finn McFadden. And Finn is in trouble. McFadden, who is the holder, popped right up and is spun out of bounds. So we remain 6-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
At Fremont Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate. It's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments. From turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Lander Tiger football is on the air. Here is Scott Fuller.
6-0 Lander Tigers as Lander drives all the way down the field on either team's first possession of the game. Ended up being an 80-yard touchdown drive. Culminated with a Lander Tiger touchdown as the kickoff was dealt with some trouble initially by Rawlins. But the Outlaws fall on it. So we will have first down and 10 for Rawlins' first possession of the game. Rain is coming and going still. Not coming down as hard as it was pregame, but definitely some drizzle off and on in front of us here at Outlaw Stadium. Rawlins Outlaws run more or less usually a 2-quarterback system with Gonzalez and Bartlett, so we'll see what we get. First it is going to be Bartlett under center with a single back behind him and a couple of receivers out left. Bartlett with a snap. This will be a give to Gonzalez. It's a sophomore for the Rawlins Outlaws. Falls ahead to a gain of about 3. Second down coming up. Gonzalez and Ferralis, the two big Rawlins Outlaws. Who mean big? Gonzalez being only a sophomore. Might be able to see his size on the screen if you're watching on the YouTube channel. So a big bruising back is going to be a problem for opponents of the Outlaws for the next 2 seasons. And he is going to be in the backfield again as a single back. Quarterback again is Bartlett under center. A couple of receivers short side to the right. They'll now shift to late, and that's going to be a motion penalty on the Rawlins Outlaws. Had a couple of guys, I think, trying to reset, and then the ball was snapped as they were both moving. Can't do that, so we'll have a 5-yard penalty against the Rawlins Outlaws. Motion penalty is the call against Rawlins. It's going to bring the ball back about to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, 2nd and 11 coming up for the Outlaws. 5:13 remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Clock now rolls at 5:10 as Rawlins breaks the huddle. This will be Bartlett from the shotgun. Bartlett with a couple of receivers left, one to the right. Bartlett looking to throw, trouble with the handle. The ball is caught, though. It's pulled down by Gonzalez. Different Gonzalez, number 11, up to the 45-yard line. That's a solid gain of 21 yards on second down for the Rawlins Outlaws. Mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate show, Rawlins is not without offensive weapons. They're going to have a hard time, as is Lander, throwing the ball in these conditions. You just saw the quarterback, Bartlett, struggling with the shotgun snap, but he did gain it in time to throw over the middle to his slot receiver on the left side for a first down up to the 45. This time Bartlett's going to be under center with an I formation behind him. A couple of receivers to the right. It is Gonzalez, the deep back for the Rawlins Outlaws. This will be a give to the up back instead. That's White, who falls forward for a gain of about 1. Second down coming up. Rawlins doing what they had to do. If you're in a situation like Rawlins has been this year, just not your year, 0-7 on the season, it is not one game at a time. It's one drive at a time. Get that first down, get a second one. And if you do the math in any given football game, if you want to stay in a game against maybe a better opponent, get 2 first downs on every drive, and you'll find yourself in good field position shape, find yourself hanging around later in the game. This will be a play action this time to Gonzalez, and a throw into the right flat that is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Murray. He was open, he was there, and did a good job of foot control to try to stick his feet for a completion, but just couldn't come down with a catch. Ball from Bartlett was a little bit high. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Thursday Night Lights from Rawlins. I've been thrown off on what day of the week it is all afternoon. Thursday night, very unusual in Wyoming high school football, but my understanding is they don't have school here tomorrow. I think they're off tomorrow. That's the reason for the Thursday night game. Sparse Rawlins crowd, home crowd. And the Lander sideline is filled in nicely. 3rd down and 9 for the Outlaws. It's Bartlett under center, but whistles before the snap. That will be a delay game call against the Outlaws. It's been a point of emphasis across certainly 3A Wyoming high school football in the games that we've seen. Only one school that we've been to this year has had an actual play clock. That was in Torrington, I believe, beyond the far end zone. When you don't have that play clock at a venue, you look to the back judge as the quarterback. The back judge will give you the final 5 countdown on the play clock. And Rawlins just took a little bit too long there with Bartlett now under center on 3rd down and long. Bartlett is immediately enveloped by a Lander Tiger in the backfield. That's a beautiful tackle in the backfield by Sawyer Nakazel in the backfield. And now it's going to be 4th down and long. Believe Rawlins is going to have to punt. It is 3:12 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. First quarter action. Lander Tigers up by a touchdown. And they're going to get the ball again, it would appear, on a punt after a good first down conversion by Rawlins, and then they went backwards from there. Low snap is on the ground. It's going to have to be fielded by the punter. He's going to try and make this happen himself to the 40. Has a lane to the 45, but he is brought down just shy of the line to gain at the 46-yard line. That was punter, that was Stones who does the punting for Rawlins, and probably doing the smart thing there. Had he tried to kick it after bobbling a low snap and having trouble with the handle, it may well have been blocked, and that could have been even worse. As it was, Stones almost got a first down on 4th and about 20. Lander's punt return doing a good job to have eyes in the backfield and rallying to the football to turn the ball over. And flip the field a little bit, not as much of as a nice punt would have, but the Tigers are still on their own side of the 50 after that botched punt attempt. It'll be 1st and 10 from about, again, the 49. Hollingshead in the shotgun. Cody West to his left. Receivers wide to either side. Pax is looking to throw, and now tucks across the 50. Hollingshead, dual threat quarterback. You see why there. Paxton Hollingshead still on his feet to the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. Good gain of 17 on the carry from Hollingshead. I think he had at least one read on that play that he was looking for. But then with conditions like these, wisely pulling it down to run. Timeout Rawlins, back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
Fremont County's home for the Lander Tigers. KOVE 1330 AM, 1077 FM.
Lander Tigers driving late in the first quarter, 2:35 to go in that first frame on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Paxton Hollingshead with a 17-yard scamper and a first down to the 34 for the Tigers. It is Hollingshead from the shotgun with a couple of receivers short side to the right, two attached left, and Cody West is to Pax's left. Now Finn McFadden in motion left to right. Finn's going to block for Cody West. Cody puts his foot in the ground to the 25. Cody West to the 15. Stiff arm at the 10. Forced out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Cody West all the way deep inside Rawlins territory on a nice run. Also kudos to the left side of the offensive line there for the Tigers. And Finn McFadden blocking downfield. He was sent in motion right to left to lead the way for Cody West. 2:28 to go with West being forced out of bounds. Clock is temporarily stopped. Ball's at the 6-yard line. Let's see if the Tigers can punch it in for the second time in the first quarter here. It's going to be a shotgun snap this time to Hollingshead with a couple of receivers short side left. Cody West is to Pax's left as well in the backfield. Give to Cody West from the 6, following a blocker to the 10, or to the 5. And Cody West falls into the end zone for a 6-yard Lander Tiger touchdown. As you see the end of the play here in the Gambles replay. Falling forward, following a block. Nice run there from Cody West. Expected to see quite a bit of Cody in at least the first part of this game. Tigers up a couple of scores. Did, I think, intentionally go for 2 showing PAT last time. This time there's going to be no pretense at all. Tigers are going to go for 2 with a wishbone behind Hollingshead, who is under center. Pax with a pitch out to the right. Parker Burton scampers into the end zone. Parker Burton with a successful 2-point conversion run. Lander Tigers 14, Rawlins Outlaws 0. Back after this from Rawlins on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Hey, Fremont County, listen up! This is your game changer, Health Source of Riverton with Dr. Jonathan Fabian, the only certified chiropractic sports physician in the area. For a limited time, student athletes get a $10 new patient special. That includes a full initial evaluation, needed x-rays, and a doctor-prescribed pain relief session. Just mention this ad when you call. Stay in the game with expert care from Health Source of Riverton. Call 463-2770 and tell them you heard about the $10 student athlete special.
Kickoff to the Rawlins Outlaws following a 6-yard touchdown run from Parker Burton. That kickoff goes out of bounds, so that will be an illegal procedure penalty against the Tigers. Help out field position a little bit for the Rawlins Outlaws as the rain kicks up again here at Outlaw Stadium. Blown along with the wind from the southwest. Not coming down too heavy right now, but it is consistently raining. Has been more or less throughout most of the first quarter. 2:20 to go. 36-minute real-time first quarter, and a lot of that had to do with the injury, and we certainly send our thoughts to Taj Prine, his friends and family. Taj, from his left tackle position, was carted off of the field after the second or third play of the game with what we hope is only a lower body injury, taken to an ambulance outside of the stadium. Didn't look any more serious than that, but it did not look good, and it caused a delay in this game. Certainly hope that Taj is all right. Did see upper body movement from him as he was carted off the field, which is a great sign. First down run for the Rawlins Outlaws is a gain of 5 straight up the middle. Have second down upcoming. So we're right about the 2-minute mark of the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers are up by a couple of touchdowns, scoring on both of their drives in the first quarter. Rollins still with Bartlett at quarterback. They run kind of a 2-quarterback system here from time to time in Rollins. Bartlett with Gonzalez dotting the I deep in the I formation behind him. Given instead is to the up man, falling forward on this natural grass field for a gain of 1 was White. Actually, a good gain of about 3. Brings up third down and 2. Pretty important play offensively early in this series for the Rawlins Outlaws. And they are trailing the Tigers by 14. So the rain has picked up even a little bit more, blown in from the south. Ball's at the 43-yard line. Tight formation. Actually looks like a wishbone of Rollins' own here. The give is to Gonzalez, the deep back. That is read perfectly by the Tigers. Gotta tell you, that's not a good spot. Yeah, I was going to say fourth down. The line judge on the far side ran a little bit too far following that play. That ran beyond the first down sticks, but that was met at the line of scrimmage. And the officials get the correct call on the field with 4th down and 3 coming up. Personnel change here would indicate punt. It does look like that's what Rollins is going to show anyway. Looks like Stones will be doing the punting for Rollins. Back deep to return this is Finn McFadden. Difficult job punting in these conditions. This snap is collected a lot better. That's a beautiful kick with the wind at his back, and it will check up inside the 10. Like a good pitching wedge. Nothing Finn McFadden could do about that. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 8-yard line. So, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Lander Tigers in this first quarter. But if they're going to make it 3 for 3, they're going to have to go 92 yards, and they won't be doing it in the first quarter as we only have 6 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Now, I only say that so that they score on a 92-yard touchdown run. Reverse announcer jinx. We'll see if it works. My staff here with me is less than confident in that, but we'll see. It's a straight line wishbone with Hollingshead under center. Pax with a gift to Cody West. Cody picking and choosing past the 10-yard line. That will be the final play of the first quarter with the Lander Tigers on top, 14-0. Back for quarter number 2 after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Who is RE/MAX All-Star Realtors? We're a professional real estate agency where your success is our priority. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we're here to guide you every step of the way. With unmatched professionalism and a track record of delivering results, we're your trusted partners in real estate. Your success is our top priority. Find your perfect property with RE/MAX All-Star Realtors. Contact us at 307-856-7827 or visit remaxriverton.com.
Watch every Tigers game in high-definition streaming video on the County 10 YouTube page.
Start of quarter number 2 here from Rawlins. Rain continues to fall. Lander switch sides as we start the second quarter. Tigers, after a nice run from Cody West, face a second down and short, but still a lot of field in front of them. Again, straight line wishbone for the Tigers. And again, I think that's Cody West falling forward for what should be good enough for a first down. Excuse me, that's Cole Espinoza. Expect to see quite a bit of Espinoza as this game goes on as well. I give credit to the Lander fans on the far sideline who have made the relatively short drive by Wyoming football standards, but it's not the drive that's the problem in coming to this game. It's the wind and the rain, and there's a good smattering of Tiger fans on that far sideline. Hardy fans on Rawlins' side of the field as well. It's just one of those football games. Wouldn't play this one if it weren't on the schedule. It is Hollingshead from the shotgun. He has Cody West now to his right. A couple of receivers left. Give us Cody West. Cody with a nice hole and falls forward for a gain of about 5. A lot of credit to that Lander offensive line. And once again, our thoughts to Taj Prine, his friends and family back home. Taj was carted off the field in the first quarter. We hope that was out of an abundance of caution. Appeared to be a lower body injury, even below the waist, which is good when you see somebody on a cart. But obviously a significant injury and a loss for the Lander left side of their offensive line. Hollingshead from the shotgun with Cody West to his right. And the snap gets away from Hollingshead. Cody West is going to be crushed as he comes up with the ball. Turned around and was greeted by a couple of Rawlins Outlaws who were diving into the backfield going after that fumble. It'd be third down and a relatively short loss given the situation on that play. It's a loss back to the 15. Shotgun teams, mentioned this in the first quarter, but in rainy, windy conditions like this, it is one more variable, that center snapping the ball back 4.5 yards, a variable when the football's wet, everybody's hands are cold. See if the Tigers don't want to do more wishbone under center as this game goes on. It does affect both teams, and we've seen it affect both teams already after one quarter. High snap again. This will be a flip to Finn McFadden underneath, who is going in motion. Finn gets a good 5 or 6 yards back, runs over a defender at the end of the play. 4th and 9, though, still facing the Lander Tigers. 9:44 clock rolls, second quarter here from Outlaw Stadium, and the Tigers, it looks like, will punt. Set up to be good field position for the Rawlins Outlaws, and you got to watch this long snap here as the Tigers are deep in their own territory. A late substitution for the Tigers to get 11 on the field. That's Taj Prine's usual spot in punt cover that had to be filled last minute with his injury. Snap's a good one, and the punt is away. End-over-end kick is going to be let go as it bounces across the 50 to the 45. That was Parker Burton trying to urge the ball as far into Rawlins territory as possible. Not sure it made a difference. 8:58 to go in the second quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Rawlins starting another offensive drive. Some of their best field position of the game. Their best starting field position of the game, actually. Rawlins has been knocking on the door of the 50 after a couple of conversions in this game, but they haven't started from the 45 yet. Gonzalez going to be the running back once again, and you still have Bartlett, number 12, at quarterback. I formation behind him and a couple of receivers to the left. Bartlett under center. Give this to Gonzalez. Hits the hole hard, but he's met by the right side of that Lander front three. Back to the original line of scrimmage and second down coming up. I believe you had Caleb Hamilton on that stop for the Lander Tigers. 8:37 to go as the clock rolls here in the first half. 14-0 Tigers on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Rainy and windy one on a natural surface, no less, here in Rawlins. A shotgun this time from Bartlett. 4 receivers, 3 to the left. This will be a throw, a hitch, route, stop route to the left side. Falls incomplete. That was intended for Gonzalez, the receiver. I think that was Caleb Andrews there on the coverage. It was, who nearly had the easiest interception of his season. But neither defender or receiver could corral it, so we'll redo it. It's 3rd down and 10 coming up. Rain still coming down pretty good. Just a consistent, if you are listening in Fremont County especially, this is kind of the rain we saw in Riverton all day. Had not rained like that here in this part of the state until closer to kickoff time, and now that's exactly what these teams are experiencing on 3rd and 10. Bartlett with a shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's in trouble. He'll wobble one into the right flat that is nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Parker Burton. Did everything but come in with that one, and Rawlins has a 4th and 10 coming up. Wind has not subsided either, and now Rawlins is kicking into the wind. They chose to go with it after winning the coin toss and deferring, so the Tigers will actually have the first possession of the third quarter after halftime. Burton and McFadden back deep to return this punt. It's a low-line drive kick that is booted away. Good kick considering. And it back checks and then rolls backwards to the 30.5-yard line. That's where the Tigers will start this possession. So next Friday night, we'll get back to Friday Night Lights next week. We'll be in Buffalo, Wyoming for the last game of the regular season. And depending on what happens in the rest of this one and that Buffalo game, and don't overlook the Buffalo Bison either, especially on the road. But Lander may be in line to host a playoff game on Halloween night. I'll keep you updated on that, obviously. Would be a lot of fun and a great atmosphere if that eventuated, but a game and a half between now and then. Hollingshead with motion in front of him is in the shotgun. The snap is high. Somehow Pax tipped that to himself and threw it into the right flat to Finn McFadden as a beautifully athletic play just to save the down and maybe the possession from Paxton Hollingshead, who with one hand tapped that ball in the air back to himself, which is impressive enough, but then he threw a dime into the flat to Finn McFadden, who was able to shimmy and shake for about 8 yards. Just how you drew it up on that play. That's that ATH position in football these days. You want to have athletes at every position. Wishbone behind Hollingshead on 2nd down and 3. And the give is to Cody West. He's got some room off left tackle and then is enveloped for a short gain. Did that ball come out? Rawlins thinks West fumbled at the end of the play. First indication was that he was down, but now the officials are discussing this. And the Rawlins Outlaws have forced a turnover at the Lander Tiger 38-yard line. 7:01 to go in the second quarter. You knew it was going to be a factor. Turnovers always are in conference games. But especially with the rain and the wind and the conditions we have in this game, turnovers, I'm shocked they haven't played more of a part in the game to date. Had fumbles all over the place. Ball's been on the ground more than it's been in the air almost. Both teams. Rawlins took advantage. It is ruled a fumble. 39 yards to go for the Rawlins Outlaws. Have quarterback Bartlett under center. Single back is deep behind him and a couple of receivers out left wide. This will be a give to Feralis. Well played by the front three of the Lander Tigers. Feralis is driven back for a loss of 1, 2nd down. Clock rolls, 6:43 to go in the second quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Time for Lander's defense with that front three to dig in from the right hash. Force a big play of their own after a Cody West fumble. Gave Rawlins by far their best starting field position of the game so far. Bartlett's under center with a single back. That's Feralis behind him. 3 receivers, 2 of them left from the right hash. Play action fake. Bartlett with a good fake and a good throw over the middle. Lit up by Paxton Hollingshead, but not before a gain of about 15 and good for Rawlins Outlaw first down. First time in the game, we have a little bit of electricity here on the near sideline, and the fans in front of us, cold and wet as they are, starting to feel like Rawlins has some momentum after that big 15-yard conversion. Ball is now placed at the 23.5-yard line, 24. Under center is Bartlett. He'll turn and give to Feralis, who is collected and then dropped down in the backfield. Nice play by Caleb Hamilton, and it will end up being a loss of close to 2. 5:34 now on the second quarter clock. The Fremont Chevy scoreboard beyond the south end zone. The wind has died down. That's some good news. Drizzling rain continues, but no wind to speak of. Break for the Outlaws as they head into the wind, or would have been. Ball's back at the 25-yard line now, and Bartlett is going to be from the shotgun, empty. He'll have a couple attached left, 2 wide left, and 1 wide right. Whistles before the snap on what was going to be a wide receiver screen to the far side, and that's a timeout that's taken by the Lander Tigers. We'll take it with them. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of Riverton High School Wolverine Athletics. We understand the importance of community, and we're excited to be a part of it. As your neighbor, we're here to help you with all your insurance needs. We offer auto, homeowners, renters, business, and life insurance. So stop in and say hi, or give us a call today. The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency will be here for you.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home. Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Second down and 12 coming up as Rawlins uses every second of that Lander Tiger timeout, both now with 2 timeouts in the first half. Rawlins just did now get the play in to Bartlett in the shotgun, motion in front of him, and now whistles before the snap. You see a Rawlins timeout here? Nope, this is going to be a flag against the Outlaws. Somebody moved early. That's a false start against Rawlins. Second and 12 becomes second and 17. Clock is still at 5:04 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Second quarter action from a wet and windy Rawlins. Wind picking up now a little bit. Not like it was before, but it is in the face of Rawlins. They drive from left to right. Empty formation for Bartlett. He's got then 5 eligible receivers. And now we'll step in. This is a jump pass over the middle. It's going to work. That's Gonzalez. Gonzalez is brought down and very close to a Rawlins Outlaw first down. And they're going to move the sticks. That's a first down on the jump pass. Don't typically see that so far away from the end zone, but on that play, from the shotgun, the quarterback will take the snap, take a couple of steps like he's going to run it, and then just jump, throw it in the air. Defense bit on that. A little bit of trickery, but whatever works for the Rawlins Outlaws, especially when you're 0-7 on the season. Why not? First and 10, line of gains all the way down to about the 2-yard line. So not yet first and goal for the Outlaws. Bartlett with the shotgun. This time he will take it himself, and he is immediately met by Lander's front 3 and Caleb Hamilton. Made Bartlett regret that decision immediately. 4:15 to go in the second quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. They're not easily fooled, those front three. Hamilton, and now Cody West at nose tackle. Gavin Romer. Heart and soul of this team offensively and defensively, I think, is the front three of the Lander defense. Makes everything else work right when those front three guys are playing well. Have been tonight. Tigers up 14, but Rawlins knocking on the door on 2nd down and 12. This will be a play action to the left. Bartlett looks left end zone with a flag in the backfield. That ball is caught for a Rawlins Outlaw touchdown. However, there is a flag in the backfield. That was a beautiful catch nonetheless. Just over the top of double coverage. I think that was Gonzalez who came down with that. The indication, though, is going to be a hold against Rawlins. As a backbreaker for the Outlaws, just about to get on the scoreboard. And not just to cut the lead in half, but to score like that offensively on a night like this, with the weather conditions being what they are. That's as good as the 7 points are for you, momentum-wise. Still going to be 2nd down, but after the 10-yard penalty from the spot, the ball's all the way back to the 25-yard line. Line to gain is the Lander 2. Rawlins on 2nd and long after the hold. Bartlett from the shotgun. 3 receivers on that left side. One of them's attached and one is wide to the right. Attached goes in motion left to right. Bartlett throwing a underneath receiver screen. That is taken in by Green. Green looking for blocks and scampers for what will ultimately only be a gain of about 3 yards. Still 3rd and long, and now more like 3rd and 20. As the line to gain is the 22. Clock is rolling at 3:27 to go in the second quarter. Tiger defense protecting a 14-point lead. Not sure field goal is a legitimate option in these conditions for the Outlaws. So you're probably free to treat this like you're going to go for it on 4th, maybe try for half of it here. See what happens as Bartlett from the shotgun. Pump fakes, now looking for a fade, throws to the right side. That is caught. Parker Burton with good coverage, but a better catch down to the 8-yard line. Still going to be 4th down, though. This does make it more manageable on 4th down, though. 4th down and 5 coming up for the Rawlins Outlaws. Play of the game already for the Rawlins perspective. Assuming they are going to go for it. No reason not to in these conditions. And given a 14-point Lander lead on the scoreboard. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. Both teams do, actually. You want to make sure this is the right offensive and defensive play call for that matter. Be a more tight formation. Do have a couple of receivers out left, but the I formation on 4th and 5 other way.
Never skip. To clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Be a big 4th down for the Rawlins Outlaws. Under center is Bartlett. I formation behind him. Play action. Bartlett rolling left, throwing left end zone just out of the reach of his intended receiver. No flags on the field, and the Lander defense holds. It will be 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. 2:52 to go in the second quarter. We mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate Show, Rawlins is not without big play potential. It's more of a consistency throughout 4 quarters issue for them this year. But we saw it on that drive through the air, even in these conditions, with quarterback Bartlett showing his arm a little bit. And again, tough, wet, and windy conditions. Wind has picked up again. It's going to be more or less at Lander's back as they operate what would think would be mostly on the ground here in the remainder of this drive, but they do have a ways to go. Ball's going to be at the 7-yard line. Guys are having shoe issues in this game more than usual, too. That's the delay right now as one of the Tigers gets his cleats right. That is Finn McFadden, and we want to make sure his cleats are right. That is for sure. Finn not as much of a threat through the air in these conditions as he has been in weeks past, but Lander has tried at least once down the field to him. See what they do on first down from their own 7-yard line after the defense gave him the ball back. Hollingshead from the shotgun has Cody West to his left, a couple of receivers to the left. This will be a throw to Finn McFadden. Hangs onto the ball to the 19-yard line. That should be good for a Tiger first down. It will be. Clock temporarily stops at 2:42 with the movement of the chains. And now rolls. Ideal situation would be a nice long 2.5-minute drive and the last play of the first half being a 1-yard Cody West touchdown. Got a lot of green in front of him before that. Hollingshead from the shotgun. Give this to Cody West. Cody with a hold of the 30. And splits defenders to the 37-yard line. Making it look easy on the ground. Nice job by the offensive line of the Tigers, especially on that left side, creating a huge hole for Cody West to run through. Shout out to all those guys up front, Childers and Fiddler. I think Hayden St. Clair is in there with the injury to Taj Prime. 2:14 to go now after another Tiger first down. Better field position for Lander. The snap again is too high for Hollingshead. This time he'll take it himself after again somehow batting it back down to himself. Great job by Pax to gain just a couple of yards there, but that could be a game-changing moment, and Hollingshead has had to save that high snap a couple of times in these conditions. I'm a little bit surprised to see so much shotgun, given the rain and the wind, from the Tigers, but they're sticking with their game plan. Minute 40 and counting on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard with 2nd down and 8. Hollingshead from the shotgun, couple of receivers short side left. 2 are attached to the right side. This will be a play-action pass. Hollingshead with some time. Tough throw, crosses body, rolling left. Has a receiver with a catch. Out of bounds. That's Sawyer and Kazel. Would have been a first down, but I see a flag at about the 37. This will be an offensive hold against the Lander Tigers. Drop them back to at least a 2nd and 15. Let's see where they march it back to. When the quarterback is moving in the pocket, as Hollingshead did on that play, the linemen don't always see that. They're not turning around, obviously, to look at their quarterback. They're looking downfield. And when the defender sees something that the offensive lineman can't and goes to an unexpected direction, sometimes there's a tendency for offensive linemen to grab on. Does end up being a significant loss back to the 29. Still 2nd down and long. Line of gains all the way up to the 37-yard line for the Lander Tigers. Hollingshead from the shotgun with Cody West to his right. Give us to Cody. Able to get that across the 30, 35, falling ahead to the 37. Actually going to mark him down back to the 35, so it's closer to the original line of scrimmage coming up on 3rd down. We have a timeout that was taken by the Tigers. There's a Lander timeout, so both teams have 1 remaining. Keep it right here during this timeout with under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. Once again, next week we're in Buffalo. Take you back to the final game of the regular season in Lander last year. That was also the Buffalo Bison, and it came down to the very last moment. In one of the more entertaining 4th quarters of football I've ever seen at any level. Forgotten about some of the amazing moments in that game. But the culmination for the Tigers against the Bison last year to get into the playoffs was a Finn McFadden touchdown pass from Paxton Hollingshead in the most dramatic of fashions. And except for the seniors, obviously, who are gone on both sides, every player on both teams certainly remembers that game. Which is just one more reason, in addition to it being the last game of the year, in addition to it being a road game for the Tigers, one more reason why that Buffalo game next week is no gimme. As it turns out, it has not been this Rawlins game in the first half. Tigers are up by 14 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And in pretty good shape, but Rawlins is hanging in there, and they've had a pesky tendency to do that against pretty good 3A teams this year. Out of the Tiger timeout, with again 58 ticks remaining on the second quarter clock. Both teams with a single timeout remaining. And a 3rd and 11 coming up for Lander. Shotgun, Paxton Hollingshead, 2 wide side right, 1 short side left, and Cody West is back there with Pax. Play action off a kind of a low snap. Hollingshead throws over the middle. That is caught. I think it's Parker Burton. It is, who has a first down to the 40-yard line, and a quick timeout taken by Jim Burton. That's his last. This we will take with him back after this here on 1330. Wait a minute. Nope. Did not take a timeout, so we'll put that back on our scoreboard. Thought I saw an indication of a timeout, but Lander still has 1 remaining. We'll fix that. Hollingshead with a shotgun snap throws into the right flats. That is Finn McFadden. Scampers out of bounds, stopping the clock after a nice gain of about 7 yards. So again, the timeout situation is 1 apiece. Gain of 6 officially. Second down coming up. Paxton Hollingshead trying to keep his hands warm. He's got a front hand warmer right at his waist. Being called on to throw the ball a lot on this drive. 2nd down and 4 after the conversion or the throw to Finn McFadden. Another high snap. Hollingshead with a designed rollout to his left. Throw into the left flat for Parker Burton, who is hit out of bounds. A touch late, but we won't see a flag. To the 21, 22-yard line. Either way, that's a first down for the Tigers. Clock stops with 31 seconds remaining. Really like the sense of urgency from Jim Burton and the Lander Tiger team on this drive. In these conditions, although the rain has mostly stopped, but it's not warm down there. It would be very easy to run the ball into halftime and be happy with a 14-point lead, but Lander's pushing the issue. Rawlins takes a timeout. We'll take it with him back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking for a trusted partner in your financial journey? At Redden, Kane & Associates, we're more than just CPAs. We're a world-class accounting firm dedicated to providing exceptional service to our clients. From tax management and accounting to estate planning and retirement strategies, our experts provide personalized solutions that help you thrive. Our lasting relationships are based on trust and open communication. Let's make your goals become reality. Take the first step towards financial confidence. Visit rivertoncpa.com.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmvs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Out of the Rawlins timeout, be 1st and 10 for the Lander Tigers with 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Hollingshead from the shotgun for LVHS. Clean snap, throw over the middle and over the head and into the waiting arms of Gonzalez. That's an interception for the Rawlins Outlaws at the end of the first half. Return of the INT is taken all the way up to about the 30-yard line. See where they put it exactly, but that ball sailed a little bit on Pax. And it is a second turnover of this first half forced by the Rawlins Outlaws. Cody West fumble, and now just a bit of an overthrow. Would not be unfair at all to speculate that with these conditions, ball may have slipped. Hollingshead trying to keep his hands warm, but had a clean snap on that one, just floated a little bit on him. That's an interception for Rawlins. They're out of timeouts with 21 seconds remaining. First down and 10 is Bartlett. A couple of receivers wide side left. Bartlett turn to pitch to nobody, and instead will throw it into the left flat. Wobbly, but it's caught. That was a breakdown in formation and nearly a pick six. But Rawlins survives it. Clock rolls at 14, now 13 seconds in the second quarter. And Rawlins doesn't have a timeout with 4 seconds, now 3. They are going to snap this and clock it with 1 second remaining in the second quarter. So likely the last play coming up of the second quarter, pending a defensive penalty, is the constant caveat. I think we might have an ineligible man downfield call on top of that. So the Rawlins Outlaws are going to back up 5 yards from that spot. They're going to call the half. Nope, they're not. Lander thought they were going to, so they scampered onto the field, the whole team, to go to the locker room, and now they had to quickly scamper back off the field. And now they have officially called the first half with only a second remaining. The clock was going to roll on the spot of the ball, which is what the officials did. And we go to halftime with the Lander Tigers. A bit of a messy one in tough conditions here in Rawlins, but they did enough to be up by a couple of touchdowns, 14-0. After 2 quarters. Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show is coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Life happens, and sometimes it leaves a dent. At Northside Body Shop in Lander, we meet by accident, but we fix your vehicle with purpose. From minor dings to major collision repair, our expert team gets you back on the road and brings your car back to its original beauty. Trust the specialists who treat every vehicle like a classic. Northside Body Shop. Come see us at 323 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors, business, and the finest brands of windows and service you can know. We have the right for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Watch every Tigers game in high-definition streaming video on the County 10 YouTube page.
Welcome back to Rawlins, Wyoming, Outlaws Stadium here at Rawlins High School for halftime. This is the Y-Dot's Buckle Up for Life halftime show, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Thanks to Y-Dot for sponsoring the halftime show. We've also minimized their logo into our corner in the top left there for those of you on the YouTube channel so that you can enjoy the Rawlins, now I heard it, I can't remember the name of the band, the Rawlins Stampede, I think, marching band, as they are playing a special senior night presentation. And the seniors also are being acknowledged prior to the band starting their performance, being acknowledged in front of us along the Rawlins sideline. We've reached halftime on the field with a 14-0 Lander Tiger lead. The score summary, once again brought to you by Y-Dot for the first half. Relatively straightforward. I think we had Sawyer Nakazel score that first touchdown for the Lander Tigers in the first quarter with a 15-yard touchdown pass from Paxton Hollingshead, and then Parker Burton put in a 6-yard touchdown run. And that's all the scoring that we had in the first half. Actually, both of those occurring in the first quarter. The 14 points representative of what I think was a planned 2-point conversion from a PAT formation. I think Finn McFadden had every intention of trying to run that in from his holder position to the left side. That was unsuccessful, so our initial score was 6-0 in this game. And then a 2-point conversion that was successful for the Tigers later in the half put us where we are right now at 14-0. Have to be a little bit surprised in Lander's inability on the ground a little bit, so give some credit to Rawlins' defensive line especially. But we've also, when it comes to all aspects of offense and defense, had really difficult conditions. It's actually as ideal right now as we sit at halftime, which will probably change the moment we start the third quarter. But the wind has died down and it's no longer rainy. We had almost downpour conditions as this game started. We've had straight line winds from the south and southwest throughout the game. Those winds died down a little bit in the second quarter, and now everything's quiet. The drizzle even has stopped, so it's still wet on that natural turf field for the second half. But the flag in the south of the end zone is fluttering just a bit, and that's all of it. So conditions hopefully settling down for both teams in the second half, and let's hope the Lander Tigers can come out and take care of business and move on. Quick trip back to Lander, move on a long week, as this will be a Thursday night game, back to Buffalo next Friday. Say hi to those of you in the chat box. If you are watching at County 10 on our YouTube channel, have Janet checking in. Hello to Hazen, Peggy. Stephen asking, is this a varsity game? It is a varsity game. Stephen, it's strange having Thursday night football. The reason, as I understand it, for the Thursday night game tonight is that Rawlins does not have school tomorrow. And it always has been planned to be a Thursday night game. It's been on the schedule since the season started. But it is odd, and you'd have to ask someone like Randy Tucker of County 10 at the coffee shop or something next time you see Randy back home, how prevalent Thursday night games in the history of Fremont County football and just Wyoming football in general have been. I know in the playoffs it's a different story. Now I say 3A, and back when these teams were 4A. So let's make that caveat, because well aware of the smaller schools playing on Thursday during the regular season. But when it comes to Lander and Riverton, let's say, how often now 3A classified teams play on any day but Friday night. And then you do have, later in the playoffs, you have those Saturday games as well. It's kind of fun. I've enjoyed it. It's thrown off my equilibrium throughout the day. Certainly the afternoon, in terms of knowing what day of the week it is. Friday routines during the fall are very defined, especially when you're traveling on the road. And did do a double take a couple of times this afternoon and say, no, it is actually Thursday. Tomorrow's a weekday workday for most. But for those of you who are up a little bit later on in the evening watching or listening in Fremont County or wherever it is that you are, we do appreciate you being here. And the weather situation aside, it's been an entertaining first half with one notable exception, that being Taj Prine, who was carted off the field in the first quarter, starting left tackle for the Lander Tigers offensive line. And it was only a couple of plays into the game. It was very surreal and a little bit eerie the way it went down. And we hope Taj is okay. We hope that the cart being brought out from the ambulance and then Taj being off the field to be evaluated was only precautionary. He did appear to have upper body movements. They didn't look like they were examining anything from waist level, importantly, or above. So it did not look like a good knee situation, let's say. But there's a difference between missing, let's just say, a few football games in high school and having something that affects you for the rest of your life. And it looked good from that perspective. But beyond that, I don't want to speculate. And hopefully it was just the Rawlins crew here, the training staff, and the ambulance that's on site for every football game. But hopefully that was just them saying, we're not going to mess around with this. We are just going to go ahead and get him evaluated off-site. And so our thoughts with Taj and his friends and family back home, just like every Lander Tiger on this team and the last couple of years' teams. Excellent young man, big part of the offensive line for the Lander Tigers, who've been relatively injury lucky over the last 2 seasons, but now all of a sudden you have a couple of key injuries. Taj Prine, don't know what his diagnosis is going to be, obviously, but Braden Baker going down in that Torrington game as well with a significant knee injury and very likely not going to play for the rest of his football season this year. So our thoughts are with Taj. It's always a scary moment. The surreal part of it, just to finish the thought, was that both teams evacuated the field. And we weren't sure with the weather conditions if that was a lightning delay or if that was on a natural surface field, if that was an official call of this is not a playable field, it's not a safe field to play on. It was neither of that. It was just the significance of the injury and the cart being brought on, and probably the weather too. They allowed the players to go back to their locker rooms after a brief 2-minute warm-up. As they all came back out, we restarted, and Lander proceeded to march down the field for a passing touchdown to get on the board first, and then Parker Burton later in the first quarter punching that in from 6 yards out represents all of our scoring. Extended halftime show brought to you by YDOT because of the senior night festivities. And I was hoping we could see some band before the break, but the band is very patiently in these cold conditions, very patiently waiting to play. There are always, and this is always a fun sight, there are fully dressed Rawlins Outlaws football players with trombones, and it looks like a trumpet, who are just waiting to get on the field. And then quickly back to the halftime locker room so that they can be with their team before the second half. I think we're going to be able to see some of the Rawlins marching band when we come back after this, and the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show continues next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking to transform your home with that perfect mountain-inspired touch? At Altitude Interiors, we're your neighbors here in Lander, bringing decades of family expertise to every project. From stunning hardwood floors to stylish window coverings and custom cabinetry, we'll help you create the space you've been dreaming of. Experience the altitude difference at altitudeinteriors.net.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Myers Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
Lander Tiger football is on the air. Here is Scott Fuller.
It's halftime in Rawlins with the Lander Tigers on top of the Rawlins Outlaws 14-0. So the Wydot Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Wydot reminding you, seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Those of you watching on the YouTube screen, this is our Rawlins Stampede, I hope is the correct name of the marching band, who have just commenced their senior night performances, and you can watch that as we get you set for the second half. You're not going to have a game like this for the rest of the season. Don't know what the weather's going to be like in Buffalo next week. Very well, maybe very similar, but this has been the most weather-affected game that the Lander Tigers have played to date on the season, and they've been fortunate in that respect as well. I think maybe the closest we would have come was in Torrington, and there was no precipitation as a factor there. It was just a wind consideration, go figure, in Torrington, Wyoming. But Lander dealt with that well. The rain and a wet football has been a different story for both of these teams. We've had the ball on the ground quite a bit. I think it's safe to say the weather and the ball conditions were a factor in both of the Lander Tiger turnovers in that first half. We had a Cody West fumble in the first quarter. And then as Lander was putting together a really nice drive at the end of the second quarter, Paxton Hollingshead interception that he just sailed a little bit over Parker Burton, I think was the intended receiver on that play. And that may very well, again, have to do with the wetness of a football, how cold your hands are, and also being a leather ball, that ball tends to contract a little bit and get a little bit harder in cold conditions and slippery and wet conditions. Notice that Pax is not choosing to wear any gloves, which is quarterback preference. And there is no right or wrong answer. I've seen in high school quarterbacks who, if you throw gloves on them in any weather, in any condition, they've forgotten entirely how to throw a football. Some people just can't deal with it. It feels like a loss of control almost on the ball. May be difficult to explain, but even with gloves, it's not going to help you in conditions like this. The wind has subsided a little bit. It's still present from the south. Most importantly, the rain has subsided and has now for a significant period of time. Both teams provide their own footballs on offensive drives. So when Lander has the football, they will actually use the Lander game balls that they have brought from Lander to this game. And it's somebody's job on the sidelines to keep that ball dry at all times in rainy conditions. Can't keep it dry for very long as it's on the field for a couple of plays, obviously. But if the rain has stopped for the evening, as we hope it has, it is easier to keep that ball dry. So if Lander wants to continue throwing the ball in the second half, that will help that. It will help everybody just in ball security, to include that center quarterback exchange from the shotgun, as we saw as a factor for both teams, but especially for the Lander Tigers in that first half, leading to some of the more acrobatic, entertaining individual plays Paxton Hollingshead has made all season, where a ball is snapped a foot or so over his head. And Pax isn't a short guy to begin with, but very high snaps that he will tip in the air to himself, and on one occasion not only did that, but threw a perfect ball into the flat to Finn McFadden on the far side. And then Finn doing his thing for, I think it was a 7 or 8 yard gain on the play in what could have been a turnover and a loss of 20. So that's how the weather, I think, factors in more the wetness than the cold and the wind, is keeping that game ball dry for your drives on both sidelines, which it is a concern, obviously, for both teams. And Rawlins did have some ball control issues, especially early on their first couple of drives in the first quarter. But did not negatively affect them in terms of turnovers like it did the Tigers. And Rawlins taking advantage of the turnover battle. I think incumbent on the Lander Tigers is they'll be receiving the second half kickoff after Rawlins deferred after winning the coin toss. Just drive down, play Tiger football, drive down, score a touchdown, and you can start to put this game away a little bit. If Rawlins is able to force a couple of mistakes and to play the game that they are capable of playing for a full half, which has been the problem for the Outlaws, is just consistency throughout a whole game. But Rawlins is capable of climbing back into this game at home on senior night in these conditions if you let him, which is why we said in the Porter's Tailgate show, sunshine or rain doesn't matter. You can't look past a team on your schedule, even if they just lost 45-0 to Douglas last week, even if they are 0-7 on the season. If you let them hang around, you're asking for a little bit of trouble, and this is not a game the Tigers need to lose, and it's not one that they really even want to be close in the second half. I think that's the message at halftime for Jim Burton's Lander Tigers. Rawlins, you would think, is going to be a little bit hungry. They have to say, hey, we're a couple of plays from being in this game. So I think you extinguish that light and diminish all that hope that you possibly can if you're the Tigers with your first possession of the third quarter. YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show wrapping up. Thanks to YDOT, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Once again, scoring summary for this game was Nick Hazel, I think we decided, had that 15-yard touchdown reception in the first quarter for Lander's first touchdown of the game. Parker Burton took one in for 6. 6-yard run. Those are Lander's 2 touchdowns. They are up 14-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. After the RHS band wraps up, we will have third quarter action very soon from Rawlins, Wyoming, coming up next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Hey, Fremont County, listen up. This is your game changer, Health Source of Riverton with Dr. Jonathan Fabian, the only certified chiropractic sports physician in the area. For a limited time, student athletes get a $10 new patient special. That includes a full initial evaluation, needed x-rays, and a doctor-prescribed pain relief session. Just mention this ad when you call. Stay in the game with expert care from Health Source of Riverton. Call 463-2770 and tell them you heard about the $10 student athlete special.
Fremont County's home for the Lander Tigers. KOVE 1330 AM, 107.7 FM.
Extended Wide-Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show continues here on senior night at Rawlins High School. Welcome back inside Outlaw Stadium. Scott Fuller, Lincoln Fuller doing the production work and camera work tonight. And extended halftime because it's senior night. We have acknowledged our seniors. We have had a good, entertaining halftime performance by the Rawlins Marching Band. Have some sympathy for marching bands when they have to perform in this kind of weather. It is part of it. With the rain stopping, it did help a little bit, but Rawlins band had to wait a good amount of time to begin playing. And now finally we have both teams back on the field. So we're going to have a 3-minute warm-up period that will commence shortly. And then we'll get the second half going with the Lander Tigers set to receive the second half kickoff. Thanks again to YDOT, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride, for sponsoring our YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. We'll recap just about all we can with our extended halftime. Not a whole lot of scoring. 2 Lander Tiger touchdowns that we've touched on. 2 Lander Tiger turnovers, something to correct. I think both had to do with the weather conditions in this game, but still, Rawlins taking advantage of those. Unable to score any points in this game so far. But with the score where it is, you have to think they have some kind of glimmer of hope, and Lander has to have the foot on the throat mentality of, all right, guys, that was fun, but let's get serious here. Because if you let this go on for too much of the third quarter, that's when crazy magic happens, and not the kind of magic that the Tigers are interested in here on their trip to Rawlins. Beautiful night, though. Now, did not start that way, but the rain has subsided, and the teams are back on the field warming up. Third quarter action from Rawlins, with the Tigers set to receive the ball first. Coming up next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of Riverton High School Wolverine Athletics. We understand the importance of community, and we're excited to be a part of it. As your neighbor, we're here to help you with all your insurance needs. We offer auto, homeowners, renters, business, and life insurance. So stop in and say hi, or give us a call today. The Tyler Watson State Farm Agency will be here for you.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Let's just do it, okay?
This County 10 sports presentation of Lander Tigers football is brought to you in part by Fremont Chevy Buick GMC, Bailey Tire Pros, Porter's Mountain View Supply, Gamble's in Lander, the Wyoming Department of Transportation, and Wyoming Catholic College.
Lander Tiger football is on the air.
1, 2, 3.
To bring you the action, let's head to the stadium. Here is Scott Fuller.
That's Outlaw Stadium, to be specific, for Thursday night football here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Scott Fuller with you in Rawlins, where the Lander Tigers exiting halftime with a 14-point lead over the Outlaws, hosting here on senior night. Wrapping up the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show. And as we mentioned during the halftime show, Rawlins has come out of the halftime locker room, if body language is an indication, ready to run through a brick wall. They feel like they are right there in this game with the Tigers. They're looking for a 3-and-out and getting the ball back and for some points on this game. Lander, I think, can afford a more business-like, methodical, self to play smart into your potential and execute well. But this is where Lander can prove there is a reason they are ranked in 3A. There is a reason they only have one loss on the season. You know, Lander should be receiving this kick. No. Rawlins deferred. Thank you. Rawlins deferred. So it's actually going to be the Rawlins offense on the field first. Ball is teed up. Single. Receiver back deep to watch it go over his head. Outlaws ball at the 20-yard line. Pretty important offensive drive for the Rawlins Outlaws. Equally important defensive drive, especially if you can force a 3-and-out and factor some field position into what will be Lander's first offensive possession of the drive after this one. Rawlins Outlaws showing that through the air, of all things, quarterback Bartlett, in conditions like this tonight, has been able to move the ball. Actually had a very nice touchdown pass that was called back due to a holding call. See what Lander has planned for the Rawlins defense on first down. It is Bartlett under center. He's got a single deep back behind him. A couple of receivers either side. Handoff is to Ferralis. Met very well at the line of scrimmage by Lander's front three. Second down coming up. The Outlaws have not been very productive on the ground against that front three. Not surprising. One of the better front threes that Rawlins is going to play in the regular season this year anyway. That 3-4. Bartlett under center on second down and 10 for the Outlaws. This will be a play-action fake. Trying to set up a screen and now bailing out of it. Throwing over the middle of the field. That's picked off by Parker Burton at the 30. Burton to the 25, looking for the house. 15, 10, tripped up inside the 5-yard line. Parker Burton with an INT on play number 2 of the third quarter. Exactly the defense into offense that the Lander Tigers wanted from Parker Burton. Not sure if that wasn't a bit of a broken play. It was almost set up for Rawlins, like a screen up the middle. And then the quarterback, Bartlett, decided to go long with it. Now, there was no lineman downfield call, so I'm not sure it was a screen pass. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, as it was picked off by number 10 for the Lander Tigers. So Hollingshead from just outside the 5-yard line of Rawlins, straight line wishbone behind him. Give to Parker Burton off right tackle, cuts it back inside toward the goal line, leaning for a Lander Tiger touchdown. Parker Burton's second touchdown of the night, this time from 5 yards out. And after one offensive play and one turnover for the Tigers, Lander is up 3 scores. We are going to try kicking now. Field conditions have dried out maybe a little bit with the Caleb Andrews PAT. We think they're going to kick. Did try a fake out of this with Finn McFadden in the first quarter. This is a boot that will go through the uprights for a successful point after touchdown. Tigers 21, Rawlins 0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Kickoff following the Parker Burton 5-yard touchdown run is out of the back of the end zone. And Rawlins will try again. This time, though, they are down 3 scores with under a minute gone by in game time in the third quarter. 11:08 remaining on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Now a 21-point Lander Tiger lead. Parker Burton's show on that drive. Interception from his corner position in the middle of the field. 5-yard touchdown run to pay it off. All that momentum that Rawlins might have felt like we're still in this game. Offense back on the field for the first drive. Balloon is deflating quickly. Bartlett under center. Broken play there. And so Bartlett's going to take it himself toward the sideline. Not out of bounds, though. Clock rolls after a gain of 1. That was not, I would imagine, designed that way. Bartlett turned around looking for a couple of running backs in the eye who had gone to a different hole on the opposite side of the line than he was expecting. So a tough spot for him to tuck it, run it, get it back to the line, do it again on second down. Yeah, Bartlett with the same formation. I formation behind him. A couple of receivers wide side to the right. Bartlett takes the snap. This time we'll pitch. I think that's what that play was supposed to be the first time, but it is enveloped in the backfield. Gonzalez is met in the backfield. I think that's Caleb Hamilton. It was doing a great job among other Tigers in the backfield. Gonzalez got back to close to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 is coming up. 10 minutes to go, just underway in the third quarter. 21-0 Tigers on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Frankly, a lot more like how a lot of us anticipated this game would start. The start of this second half. Lander defense turning turnovers into points and scoring quickly. Bartlett on 3rd down. Play action boot. Thrown to the right flat. Excellent coverage there from Finn McFadden, who is going to be called for a pass interference call. Tough call. Looked like good coverage from here from McFadden. Official right there in the side judge's ear to call for a PI. Officials are discussing this a little bit further. I think it's going to stand. Our vantage point was good from the standpoint we could see the back of the receiver's jersey. And that's usually where a lot of PI calls originate from, is DBs with their right hand grabbing onto that jersey. Looked like clean coverage to me from McFadden, but a break for the Rawlins Outlaws and a 1st down and 10. Ball goes up to the 34-yard line. So Rawlins with a fresh set. And Bartlett from the shotgun. A couple of receivers wide side to the left, one short side right. Rawlins airing it out again into the flat. Parker Burton with a nice tackle. After a gain of maybe a yard, see where they spot this. But it was a comeback route. It was read perfectly by Parker Burton. Nice tackle without giving up any additional yardage after the catch, and only a gain of 1. So 2nd and 9 on the way. Rawlins content with throwing the ball. Which I can't say I disagree with. Their leading rusher is a sophomore who's going to be a nightmare over the next 2 years. Big back, but he is not in the game right now. And Bartlett is empty on this 2nd down and 9. Bartlett takes the shotgun snap. He is hit and dropped for a sack by Cody West from the nose tackle position. That's a huge loss. That's going to be a loss of 9 on the sack from Cody West, who came shooting up the middle from Landers 3-4, and a 3rd down and long coming up. Going to be about 3rd and 19. Penalty leading to a 1st down for the Outlaws, but it's been a yard and then backwards since. 3rd down and 19, line to gain to the 44-yard line. Rawlins still on their own side of the field. Bartlett now runs up under center at the last minute. Play action fake, pressure to his left, so he'll roll right. Throws to nobody at about the 40-yard line, 4th down coming up. Threw it to nobody to the extent where that was almost grounding. Lander's not going to complain because it's 4th down, but may have had a legitimate makeup call gripe there after the Finn McFadden PI call. Appears it's going to work out fine for Lander, though, as Rawlins shows punt on 4th. Boots away. It's a short kick. This is going to check up on Rawlins' side of the 50 and roll beyond midfield to the 46-yard line. That's where the Lander Tigers will start their 2nd offensive possession of the 3rd quarter. First one resulted in a 1-play 5-yard Parker Burton touchdown run following a Parker Burton interception. Parker Burton also had a first quarter touchdown run from 6 yards out. Don't need an expert to tell you Parker Burton's having a pretty good football game here in Rawlins, and we are just over halfway through it. It's been a lot of fun to watch come up offensively and defensively from the slot position, and showing what he can do at corner there too. So 1st and 10 from their own 46 to the Lander Tigers. This will be a screen, or excuse me, a sweep that's pitched ahead to Finn McFadden. Underneath motion and up the sideline, good enough for a first down. It'll be 42-yard line after the gain of 11 or 12 from Finn McFadden on the jet sweep, but it was in front of Paxton Hollingshead, who just did a little catch the shotgun snap and two-handed pitch to Finn McFadden. See the Tigers run that several times this season, also run off of that in a really sneaky counter. See if they want to pull that out at some point in this game too. Hollingshead, motion in front of him from the shotgun. Now 3 receivers to the right. This will be an option pitch to Cody West. Cody to the 40. 35, spinning ahead past the 30-yard line, finally getting tackled after a gain of 12 or 13 for another Tiger first down. Lander moving down the field on the ground now with 7:09 remaining in the third quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 21-0 Tigers, and looking for more. I think the start of the second half underscores just how bad the weather conditions were when this game started. Everything's died down now. There's a little bit of a breeze, no more rain. Still probably a wet field, but things have settled down quite a bit, and that's the way Lander has liked it to start the third quarter. Shotgun on first down for Hollingshead. He'll give to Cody West. Head of steam right up the middle. Cody West makes a move at the 15 to the 10, 5. That's a Lander Tiger touchdown. Cody West from 29 yards out. 6:42 remaining in the third quarter, and the Tigers are running away with things here in Rawlins. PAT attempt again. We now have Caleb Andrews 1 for 1 from official point after touchdown attempts. Made one a moment ago. Gets a good snap on that one. Hold is down. Kick is through. It's a 4-touchdown lead for the Tigers in Rawlins here about midway through the third quarter. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking for a trusted partner in your financial journey? At Redden, Kane & Associates, we're more than just CPAs. We're a world-class accounting firm dedicated to providing exceptional service to our clients. From tax management and accounting to estate planning and retirement strategies, our experts provide personalized solutions that help you thrive. Our lasting relationships are based on trust and open communication. Let's make your goals become reality. Take the first step towards financial confidence. Visit rivertoncpa.com.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Now, more Tiger football on KOVE and County10.com.
Lander Tigers set to kick off after a couple of very efficient offensive possessions here to start the second half. Parker Burton with a touchdown run. Cody West more recently with a 35-yard touchdown run of his own. It was 14-0, it seems like, just a moment ago. Now a 4-touchdown Lander Tiger lead, 28-0 here in the third. 6:42 on this quarter's clock on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Yeah, that's a lot more like it for Lander Tiger fans. That's what you're used to seeing. All we're missing is a Finn McFadden touchdown to the house. But aside from that, much more Lander Tiger football here in this third quarter with improved weather conditions than to start the game. Don't want to make any excuses both teams have to play in the same conditions, but undeniably Lander is off to a better start in this half than the first. It is Bartlett from the shotgun, new formation this time for Rawlins, back to either side. New enough where it looks like the backfield for the Outlaws is confused by it. A couple of receivers wide side left. And now it's Bartlett with the design quarterback run off left tackle, extending it out, breaks one Tiger tackle, and is able to put his foot in the ground until he's brought down by Parker Burton at about 24. Call it a gain of 4. If that. Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 6. Clock rolls, 6:18 remaining. Still third quarter action from Rawlins. Outlaws in what, unfortunately for them, is now a familiar position on the season. And this has been kind of the way it's gone for Rawlins. They'll stay in a game for a half, maybe longer. It's just the attrition of a game. As here's a pitch off right side to Ferralis. He is met in the backfield. They'll give up half of the gain on first down to lose 2 on second. 3rd down and 8 coming up. There's a lot of history in this building. There's a lot of history attached to Rawlins Outlaws football, and you don't have to go back that far to find it. But they've had several down years in the past few. They've got some talent coming up. They've been a team this year that suffered from 4-quarter syndrome. It's just a long game, and better teams will find a way to beat you eventually in a game. 3rd down, pressure from behind on Bartlett. He is contacted as he throws it. Pressure causing that incompletion, and a 4th down and 8 coming up for Rawlins. Tough spot for them. I want to totally give up on this game and try going for 4th. And it's also a gift to Lander field position-wise. Do not kick this ball to Finn McFadden is all I would tell the Rawlins Outlaws. He is due, and he hasn't had one this year. Parker Burton's back there as well for the Tigers. They're both going to stand just over their own 50, over midfield. Finn's not going to have a chance at this one. Goes out of bounds in Rawlins territory at about the 47. We'll see where the official stops running. Actually, a favorable spot for the Tigers. They gave him a free couple of yards to the 45-yard line. So LVHS starts this drive, 3rd of their 3rd quarter offensive drives, again in Rawlins territory. First 2 have been touchdowns. Parker Burton and Cody West scoring on the ground. 5:07 remaining in the 3rd quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers up by 28. We'll see how this drive goes, and then we'll get into kind of personnel management. How long do you keep your starters in, etc. But punch this one in first, I would say. It is Hollingshead from the 45 of Rawlins from the shotgun. Couple of receivers wide side to the right. Give Cody West up the middle, and now looking left side to the 40. Cody spins across the 35, brought down to the 32 for a gain of 13. Add that to Cody West's total, who's about at $120. 120 or so rushing yards unofficially on this game after that run. There's significant ground presence for Cody West. Just took a little while for Lander to wake up offensively in this game. They are awake now. Hollingshead, again the gift to Cody West. Cody hits the hole hard, 25 to the 20. One more man to beat, but he is brought down on a nice touchdown-saving tackle all the way down to the 10-yard line. Great individual effort by that Rawlins Outlaw. Easy enough to give up on that play and give Cody West another touchdown scamper, but as it was, plenty for a first down. They'll put the chains down for 1st and goal. As Lander has 1st and goal from about the 10-yard line. Hollingshead sends Nick Hazel, and now an additional lineman in motion. Gets everybody set. The snap and a gift to Cody West to the 10, to the 5. Cody spins. I think he might be short. He is down at the 1. So Cody West with a 9-yard scamper with that patented Cody West spin move at the end. Wasn't quite enough to get him over the goal line. See if Coach Burton doesn't reward that effort with a 1-yard touchdown run. Cody West is back there in the shotgun alongside Hollingshead. A couple of receivers are out there wide side too. From the left hash it is a gift to Cody West. 1 yard, Cody West touchdown run. And on the back of Cody West, Parker Burton, and others, the Lander Tigers are running away in Rawlins. Now a 34-0 Lander Tiger lead. 3:52 on the third quarter clock. Let's get another PAT attempt from Andrews. He's 2 of 2 on the night, both here in the third quarter. Big. Good snap, good hold. The kick is through. Tigers, 3 touchdowns on 3 drives in quarter number 3. They're up 35-0. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Life happens, and sometimes it leaves a dent. At Northside Body Shop in Lander, we meet by accident, but we fix your vehicle with purpose. From minor dings to major collision repair, our expert team gets you back on the road and brings your car back to its original beauty. Trust the specialists who treat every vehicle like a classic. Northside Body Shop. Come see us at 323 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Lander Tiger football is on the air. Here is Scott Fuller.
Lander Tigers up on Rawlins 35-0. Most of that damage done here in this big third quarter for LVHS. This is going to be a returnable ball for Gonzalez, though, for Rawlins. He's across the 25. Ball's on the deck, and Lander has forced a fumble on the kickoff. Kick cover doing its job, forcing a turnover. Tigers get the ball back. Gonzalez with one of few attempts that either team has had on kick return. We've either had the ball out of bounds or out of the back of the end zone with the wind in this game. Ball was forced out at the 30, now 29-yard line. Lander forcing a fumble, gathering their second turnover of the game. Parker Burton also with a pick in the third quarter. Turnover battle now tied 2-2, and that's a lot more like it for LVHS as well. This will be a pass to Finn McFadden, who reverses field and has some room to the 20. Finn McFadden, 10-5, Lander Tiger touchdown on a quick throw out. That is Paxton Hollingshead to Finn McFadden from 28 yards, and the Lander Tigers have hung 41 on the Rawlins Outlaws. If we run 5 offensive plays in this second half and 3 Lander Tiger touchdowns by my unofficial count, let's get Andrews again out there with a PAT attempt. Well executed once again. Lander Tigers up 42-0 still in the third quarter from Rawlins. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Fremont County's home for the Lander Tigers. KOVE 1330 AM, 107.7 FM.
Lander Tiger football, the way they want to be playing it here in the third quarter in Rawlins. Defense leading to offense. couple of turnovers, short fields for Lander's offense, and 3 Lander Tiger touchdowns in this third quarter alone. Still 3:35 to go. And at 42 points the margin right now, we should have running clock for the remainder of the game, at least as long as that margin holds. So that means the clock will only stop for scoring plays, injuries, and timeouts. Right now we're at 3:35 to go. Tigers have to feel a lot better about this second half. This one quarter of football against a down Rawlins team, granted, but might be the more complete offense and defense working together quarters that they've played. We're going to get a timeout right away from the Rawlins Outlaws. We'll take it with them on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Watch every Tigers game in high-definition streaming video on the County 10 YouTube page.
Back here in Rawlins, Outlaw Stadium, it's turned into a good night for the Lander Tigers. Great third quarter. They lead 42-0 on the back of 3 touchdowns here in this frame alone. Lander led this game 14-0 at halftime. Wet, sloppy conditions settled down a little bit, and Lander got going. Rawlins just took a timeout. We have 3:35 to go in the third quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Now the Outlaws will run their first play of this drive with Bartlett. That's a gift to Gonzalez from his right to left. Gonzalez stopped at the line of scrimmage. Clock rolls at 3:29 to go. As mentioned, should be in running time territory now with a margin of 42. And if that is the case, clock will only stop for change of possessions, timeouts, and injuries. Let's hope that makes for quick work of a fourth quarter and Lander can get back to Fremont County at a reasonable time. Weather, I hope, back there is improved. Certainly drivable conditions on the way down, but a lot of precip, even some snow in parts of our drive out to Rawlins. Second down and 10. Bartlett on the boot to the right side. He'll loft one that is nearly brought down by Gonzalez. Excellent coverage there from a Tiger in the flat as well. It was Barrett Moffitt right in his receiver's hip pocket. It will be third down. Clock is stopped at 2:44 and we should be in running time right now. And now Rawlins taking quite a bit of time getting their play in, and they are on the left hash with Bartlett under center on third down and 10. Bartlett with a single back behind him. It's a play action to him. Bartlett with pressure from Cody West up the middle, dumps into the left flat. You got to call that intentional grounding. That was grounding all day. No receiver in the area, still between the tackles. It's going to be fourth down either way. Officials coming together to discuss presumably that. That was a textbook intentional grounding call. Not of consequence to the Tigers. It's going to be fourth and 10 anyway. But there's finally the flag for intentional grounding, which will help out Lander field position-wise, you would think, as they are set to receive a punt. So the returners in Burton and McFadden for the Lander Tigers are moving up to about the 40-yard line. That would be the Rawlins 40-yard line. Boot itself will come from inside the Outlaws 5. Is a good snap, relatively good kick. Finn McFadden is running toward it, lets it bounce in front of him. Another drive for the Lander Tigers. It's going to start on Rawlins' side of the 50, down to the 46-yard line. Clock again is stopped at 2:29 in the third quarter. This game has taken a long time in real time because of a lot of scoring in the third quarter, as well as a significant injury delay as Taj Prine was carted off the field. Can't say it enough. Send our thoughts back to Taj, his friends and family, if you are listening or watching. Carted off the field, appeared to be a lower body injury. Did not appear to be too serious in terms of anything worse than maybe a knee. Still a bad situation. It's a pitch underneath, across the 40 to the 38-yard line on Lander's first play of this series. That's going to be a good gain of 6, maybe 7 on that play. Cole Espinoza. All right, short change Cole there. That's a good gain of 8. Clock rolls at 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tigers on top of the Outlaws, 42-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And the Tigers driving on the right side of the 50. Inside now Rawlins 40 for second and short. So it'll be Hollingshead with a gift to Cody West. Cody with a good head of steam and dragging a couple of red jerseys with him past the 25, fighting forward for extra yards. Down to near the 22-yard line. After this series, whether or not you get points, I would like to get further into the Lander roster. I think your starters have done their jobs in this one. You have plenty of big football games left in the season. Lander expecting a playoff game. Remains to be seen if that's going to be hosted in Lander on Halloween, which would be a lot of fun. This will be a fresh set for Hollingshead and the Tigers. Got Cody West to his left. Give this to Cody. Good blocking up front to the 20, to the 15. Cody West dragged down after a gain of 11 or 12. Move the sticks again for the Tigers. Minute 2 remaining on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard here, still in the third quarter. Technically, the Tigers can get a first down at the 1, thereabouts. Essentially first and goal in the meantime. Ball spotted at the 11. A lot of scoring in this third quarter for the Lander Tigers. Burton West on the ground. Finn McFadden with a 26-yard touchdown catch from Paxton Hollingshead has all but put this one away before we've even hit the fourth quarter. Clock rolls at 30 seconds remaining in this frame. Hollingshead. This time it's Espinoza to his left. Whistles before the snap. Flag is coming in from the back judge on this play. That might be a delay game call. It is delay game on the Tigers. Usually the case when you see a pre-snap flag thrown from behind the play. So now the line to gain is the 1-yard line again, and the ball is already back to the 16. 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Hollingshead. Espinoza to his left. Motion is Parker Burton in front of him. Option pitch to Cole Espinoza, looking for blocks along the left side to the 15. 10-5. Cole Espinoza with a 16-yard Lander Tiger touchdown, but hold on. Flag coming in behind the play that I think is coming back in the form of a hold. Late flag on that one. Probably about halfway through the run, either a block in the back or a hold on the Tigers. It's an offensive hold against Lander. 15 seconds remaining still in this third quarter. Tigers going the wrong way. It's now 1st and 18 from the 19-yard line. A couple of penalties on this drive, what has otherwise been a very efficient third quarter. Tigers electing to run this first down play to start the fourth quarter. Come back for the final frame with the Tigers all over Rawlins, 42-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Looking to transform your home with that perfect mountain-inspired touch? At Altitude Interiors, we're your neighbors here in Lander, bringing decades of family expertise to every project. From stunning hardwood floors to stylish window coverings and custom cabinetry, we'll help you create the space you've been dreaming of. Experience the altitude difference at altitudeinteriors.net.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Lander Tiger football is on the air. Here is Scott Fuller.
Start of quarter number 4, all Lander Tigers here in Rawlins. The Tigers have a first down and long after a couple of penalties. 1st and 18 from the 19-yard line. Play action fake from Hollingshead, rolling right, throwing into the end zone. That ball is incomplete. Nice late break on the ball and a good defensive play by Green, forcing a second down and long. Not a very efficient end of that third quarter, but the Lander Tigers did everything they wanted up to this drive. Parker Burton with a touchdown run. Cody West from 35 out on the ground. Finn McFadden with a 26-yard touchdown, all on consecutive back-to-back possessions for the Tigers to start this second half. Just now underway in the fourth on second down and 18 for the Tigers with Hollingshead. Play action to Espinoza. Packs, tucks, and now runs past the 15 on the left side to the 10, tight ropes, to near the original line of scrimmage for 3rd and maybe 9. I think he's out right about the 10, which would be 3rd and 9 from the 10. With 11:47 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the clock is stopped. We have not seen running time as of yet. See if that message gets up to the official scorer here in the box after this, what we hope to be a Lander touchdown. So 3rd down and 9. Ball is at the 10-yard line. Hollingshead with a give to Espinoza behind his big offensive line to the 5. Cole Espinoza falls into the end zone for a Lander Tiger touchdown. It's Espinoza getting into the scoring action from 11 yards out. 48-0. Lander on top of Rawlins. Get the 4th PAT attempt in the second half from Caleb Andrews. This time kicking into the wind a little bit. Finn with a good job on the hold. And the kick is through. Lander 49, Rawlins nothing. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Myers Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
Underway here in the fourth quarter, 4 second-half touchdowns from the Lander Tigers have LVHS on top of Rawlins, 49-0 with 11:41 to go in the fourth quarter as the Tigers are set to kick off to Rawlins. Boot into the wind is away. Into the wind, that's a great kick, but it is returnable. Bounces at the 10-yard line. It's going to be taken by Gonzalez up the middle. Gonzalez had a seam for a moment and then is closed in on past the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Nice return, and the Rawlins Outlaws will begin this possession from there. Lander, I think, can now start to get a little bit deeper in their roster, up 49 points. Get some younger guys some valued varsity experience in a regular season game and preserve the health of some of your key players, who many of whom play both ways, offense and defense, every game. Be a good time for a well-deserved break for them. And it looks like Lander has subbed defensively here on this drive. 1st and 10 with a pre-snap whistle. I think this is going to be, I don't know what the indication was. They're going to call Lander being lined up in the neutral zone. So free 5 for the Rawlins Outlaws. 1st down and 5 now with the ball moved up closer to the 30-yard line. Still Bartlett in at quarterback with motion in front of him for the Rawlins Outlaws. Loads one up that is tipped but complete to Green in the left side flat. Great pursuit there by the Lander Tiger defense. That's actually going to result in a loss of 1. Penalty flag late against the Tigers for a face mask. So great job rushing to the ball, and that does happen sometimes. You get 3-4 guys in there, everyone reaching for the football, everybody reaching to make a tackle. Very likely an inadvertent face mask there, one would think, against a Lander, but it will be a 5-yard variety face mask for a 1st down. Remains 1st down. Clock rolls at 11:10 to go in this game. 49-0 Lander Tiger advantage. With only one more game to play, Buffalo at Buffalo next Friday night. So an extra day of practice and rest after this Thursday night game. This will be Bartlett sending motion in front of him from the shotgun. Bartlett, they're going to try that jump pass again. This time it is tipped around a couple of times and intercepted by one of the linemen. Big number 78 for the Lander Tigers is rumbling down the field. And I'll have to go down on my roster to even tell you who that was, because I don't have one. 78, I think, is Billy Velarde, a junior, who came up with, I think, an interception. It was an interception. I think it was Billy Velarde into the game and got downfield well enough and far enough for a Tiger pick. So a turnover forced by Lander. In the meantime, an injured Rawlins Outlaw player, it is Green, who is down. So with the injury, we'll step aside and come back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Discover personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
At Fremont Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Come back to Rawlins Outlaw Stadium. The injured Rawlins Outlaw, so one of their key offensive players, Green, is finally up and favoring his shoulder as he walks off the field toward the bench. That came after a turnover, and we have 278s on our roster, Ricky Bailey or Billy Velarde, the sophomore or the junior, respectively, with that interception. It was tipped around a little bit, and then one of the linemen coming down with it. So we will see some further substitutions as Garrett Romer is in at quarterback, and now a give to Cole Espinoza. Cole drags the tackler with him, nearly lost the football, but held on to it after a gain of 10+, good enough for a first down. Backup quarterback Garrett Romer into the game for the Lander Tigers. We should now be in running time. 10:13 to go, clock should not stop, with the exception of a scoring play, change of possession, injury, or a timeout. And we're rolling right now at 10:06. Should hopefully make quick work of the remainder of this game. But valuable varsity experience for some of these younger guys. Romer from the shotgun to Cole Espinoza. Cole with a nice gain of 5, brought down after about 4 yards to the 26-yard line. Second down coming up for the Tigers. Further mass substitutions. You may as well empty the bench here. Get everybody on the field with varsity playing time experience. Doesn't mean a whole lot necessarily to anybody but those kids, but especially if it's your first significant varsity playing time. If you're a sophomore, even a junior, you remember that more than a lot of the games you win in your high school career. The first time you got on the field for a significant amount of time as a underclassman for varsity experience. And that's something they hang on to when they're putting in hard work in the spring, summer camps. It makes it all worth it, even if all it is playing time. Romer from the shotgun. This will be a handoff to Henry Quiver. Quiver dancing forward for a gain of about 2. Quiver coming into the game as a junior. And a nice gain of about 3 yards. Clock continues to roll inside 8.5 minutes in the fourth quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander Tigers, enjoy this moment. I know it's getting late, and this game is out of hand, but enjoy a 49-point lead right now and knocking on the door for more over a young Rawlins team, but one that's going to be pesky in the next couple of years with some of these freshmen and sophomores they have on this team. Romer takes the shotgun. Now a pitch out to Quiver. He'll try the right side this time. He'll keep his feet moving. Good enough for a first down. Nice job by the junior to get the extra yard after contact that will move the sticks. And we do have running time, so we're under 8 remaining in this game. It's going to be down to the 20-yard line. Garrett Romer from the shotgun. I hope I haven't called him Gavin so far this game. His brother's a lot of fun to watch. Garrett Romer pitches out to Quiver again on the left side this time. Quiver ahead for a nice gain of about 3 yards after putting his foot in the ground and charging forward. Yeah, gain of 3, second down coming up. Tigers on their way to Buffalo next Friday. It's that game last year, the final game of the regular season. One of the wildest fourth quarters I've seen in any football game at any level. Lander came out on top, but you know everybody on both teams remembers that one, and Buffalo may have had that one circled. I certainly would if I had lost a game the way the Bison had last year. Romer is going to throw into the left end zone. That ball nearly intercepted. Just a little bit underthrown with good coverage. Out there was Garcia for the Rawlins Outlaws. It's going to force a 3rd down and 7. I think Romer with a good read there. Just a little bit underneath on the throw. That when you throw up into the end zone where only your receiver can get it, and if he misses it, fine. But better than a pick, as it was, just an incompletion. So Romer will have a 3rd and 7 snap from the shotgun. He'll have Quiver to his right, a couple of receivers left and 2 attached right. Now one comes in motion in front of the play. Pitch to Quiver. Quiver trying the right side to the 15, has the edge, but is going to be shy of the line to gain. Down to the 12 or 13. 4th down coming up for the Tigers. Clock continues to roll, under 6 minutes remaining in this game. The 4th down line to gain is the 10-yard line, just about right on the nose, and the ball's at the 13. Lander with some late substitutions into the game, getting the right play call that they want. This will be from the right hash. Romer's from the shotgun, exact same formation, 2 wide side left, 2 attached right, with Quiver standing next to Romer's right. Romer will underneath pitch on that counter, and that will not work. That is corralled in the backfield. Very well read. As coming underneath was McCoy Malik, the sophomore. Eaten up in the backfield, even as the clock approaches 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Lander with a nice drive with backups in. Falls short on 4th down. Ball back to the Outlaws with 5:02 to go. I'm not going to get into the crystal ball of playoff bracketing yet. There are those who do it who are better at it than me. But I can give you the Cliff Notes version. Yes, you included. I can give you the Cliff Notes version. Lander is in line to host a playoff game on Halloween night. With a loss last week, they will almost certainly have to travel if they were to win that first round game. This is a give on 1st down for the Outlaws for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up, running time with 4:48 to go in the 4th quarter. I think we have an idea who that first round opponent is going to be. Not a secret, but I don't want to say anything just yet until it's official. I will say, if it does come to pass, it's a pretty interesting matchup. And just the fact that Lander would be hosting a game, if everything plays out the way it seems it will, and we certainly hope it will, that's a big deal for Lander football to host that first round playoff game. After a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8, this will be a give for the Outlaws on the left side. Ball's going to be taken ahead by Ferralis for a gain of about 2 or 3. 3rd down coming up with 4:05 remaining in the game. Go clock go. Fremont Chevy scoreboard now under 4. This is a good statement win from the Lander Tigers, one you expect to win. More importantly, one where you had to overcome some adversity. The weather in the start of this game is a big factor for both teams. Lander was up 14 at halftime, but it wasn't pretty, and they poured it on in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down snap from under center is Bartlett. Play action fake, rolling to his right. Throws into the right flat, and that is incomplete with good coverage downfield. Oliver Frank, among others, downfield on coverage. 4th down coming up for the Rawlins Outlaws. Maybe one more stop that Lander needs to get, and you can almost run out the clock from there. 3:10 to go. So we'll be with you in Buffalo next Friday night. Looking forward to that one. Mick Pryor back with us for that broadcast. A rematch of a wild game to close out the regular season last year. It'll be a punt away. Snap is mishandled, and so the punter is going to turn into a running back and convert this to a first down. That was Stolens, who had to come away with some kind of answer after he bobbled the snap. And he did. Took it himself for a first down gain, so hang on, not over yet. In terms of possessions, I should say. 49-0. Rawlins does not have a comeback in store in the next 2.5 minutes, but Lander's going to have to play some more defense before the end of this game. Moves it up to the 35-yard line for the Rawlins Outlaws. That botched punt, one of the more effective offensive plays of the fourth quarter for the Outlaws. Under center is Bartlett. Turn and give to his running back Ferralis. Met very nicely up front, and this is a backup 3-4 that we have in the game now for the Lander Tigers, so like to see a similar outcome of those three up front doing their job. Clock rolling under 1:50. Lander with a relatively short trip home tonight here from Rawlins, and I'll say it again, not a small deal. You get the extra day. It's a Thursday night game, obviously, here tonight, so you get a whole other extra day for rest and maybe practice, depending on what the coaching staff wants to do, but it's a bit of an advantage for Lander before next week. This will be a give right side. Running back scampers for a gain of 2 before he's knocked back for a gain of 1. A couple of Tigers right in there. Ricky Bailey, I think, 1. Either Ricky Bailey or Billy Velarde. We have 2 78s on our roster, but whichever it is having a great game because he has an interception, which is unusual for a defensive lineman. After a couple of tips in the secondary, there he was. That's a play you'll remember for the rest of your life. I'll tell your grandkids about that one. And how you were single-handedly responsible for a 49-0 win, I'm sure is how it's going to be retold by that young man in future decades. This is Bartlett, play-action fake. Bartlett loading up down the right side, overthrew everybody. In running time, clock continues to roll under 30 seconds. See if we get one more snap in this game before we wrap things up. It'll be a fourth down for the record from the 36-yard line. Rawlins is not going to bother snapping the ball. Lander Tigers up 14 points at halftime, pour it on in the third quarter, and hang 49 on the Rawlins Outlaws. That's your final score, 49-0. Shutout victory in Rawlins for LVHS tonight. Back with the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
Watch every Tigers game in high-definition streaming video on the County 10 YouTube page.
Well, it was a successful night for the Lander Tigers in Rawlins. A sloppy mess weather-wise of a first half. Kind of took both teams some time to get going. It was a 14-0 lead for the Lander Tigers at halftime. Here on senior night, though, after an extended halftime and I'm sure some adjustment from the coaching staff, it was a more than efficient third quarter and closing the door in the fourth for the Lander Tigers. So this is the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show. And a reminder, not that any of us are not aware, because it's a common home game stop, at least for our broadcast crew after every home game from LVHS, but Bailey Tire Pro has full-service tire and auto shops, not to mention convenience store locations at 755 South Federal in Riverton, 1305 West Main in Lander. Bailey Tire Pros, proud to support our local athletes. Let's do some quick scoring recap here and tell you exactly how Lander shut out the Rawlins Outlaws here in Rawlins on senior night. 49-0 the final score. It did take a little bit of going for the Lander Tigers with the weather conditions to start this game. Rain, pretty constant rain. In fact, the hardest rain that we saw came right at kickoff, and then a pretty consistent, steady south-southeasterly wind that was straight line at times, and of course at those times it was when it was raining. So conditions on the field were wet and sloppy and tough, but nonetheless, Lander's defense doing its job, and the offense did score twice in the first quarter. Nicazel with a 15-yard touchdown reception from Paxton Hollingshead. You had Parker Burton scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run. But that was all the scoring that Lander was able to muster in that first half. And I will say, not to make any excuses, because both teams play on the same field, on the same day, in the same conditions, but Lander did seem off its game a little bit offensively as a result of the weather conditions that they were up against. Certainly took them longer to get going. Weather calmed down. There was an extended halftime show with the senior night festivities here, and the Lander Tigers came out firing. Parker Burton, following a Parker Burton interception after a couple of plays on that Rawlins Outlaws drive, their first drive of the third quarter, Burton not only with a pick, but then offensively on the very next play with a 5-yard touchdown run for the score, and the Lander Tigers were off to the races after that. Cody West on the ensuing possession with a 35-yard touchdown reception from Paxton Hollingshead. He had Finn McFadden with a 26-yard touchdown reception. Did I just say that? Cody West with a 35-yard run. Finn McFadden with a 26-yard touchdown reception. And that was your scoring in the third quarter. But the Lander Tigers scored on their first 3 offensive possessions. All 3 of those possessions started on Rawlins' side of the 50-yard line, and one of those was a direct result of the turnover forced by Parker Burton, who had the interception and then the 5-yard touchdown run. Cole Espinoza finishing off the scoring in the fourth quarter, put in a 10-yard touchdown run as well, and that's how we arrived at 49-0 for a final score in this game. With that, we're going to wrap things up here from a soggy, chilly Rawlins, Wyoming. An extra day off for the Lander Tigers playing on Thursday night is to their advantage now. After a big win, they're going to be up in Buffalo next Friday. We'll have coverage for you starting at 6 o'clock right here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Looking forward to the final game of the regular season for the Lander Tigers, and to bring you that one, and then it's off to the postseason for LVHS, and that's where all the drama and sort of excitement is leading up to at this point in the year. So a big win for Lander, 49-0 over the Rawlins Outlaws. For Lincoln Fuller, doing a great job in production and on camera tonight, I'm Scott Fuller saying have a great extended weekend. We'll see you next week in Buffalo.